Hey there, welcome to the show.
Here we go.
Where we're bringing you the latest, don't you know?
You know it.
We're the hosts that you've been waiting for.
We are.
Chieftain Hero, Blacklight Oni, and Soda Pop TV. Laggin Out wants to show it about. Bringing you the hottest news without a doubt. From internet trends to the games we adore. Every buzz is so much more. We'll keep you updated about what's on the screen.
What is up, Laggin Out Legion? We're about a couple of people short, and our shots are not prepared for a 2-shot. So I apologize. Let's see if we can do
Something.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't work. See, I anticipated a 3-shot today because Hero's not here, but I did not fix the 2-shot because I never got around to it. So you can hear Soda in the background. So say hello, Soda.
What's up?
Soda is here. Oni is
Somewhere.
on the way. She's stuck in traffic, apparently. But we could not wait any longer to go live, so we have to do it. We had to do it with a skeleton crew until everybody gets here. Do it. Do it now.
So Rogue, jump on, and we need another member. There you go, problem solved.
There we go. Send a link to Rogue.
You're
Now,
gonna
there
be a.
is- Go ahead.
Come join us, Rogue.
Come join us. Yes. Uh-oh.
Maybe.
I hit the wrong button.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, again. I mean,
Do it live.
again.
Yeah, do it live. Come on.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, totally.
If I have you on my Discord. Oh, you made fun of K-pop.
How dare you make fun of my K-pop? Let me tell everybody that story really quick. On Facebook, on Rogue Penguin's Facebook, she had like this little K-pop thing going on, and it looked like there was all different K-pop bands. I don't know any K-pop because I'm not in that's not my genre. And I was looking at it. Okay, no problem, Oni. We're just killing time here. But what she was talking about is, I was like, wow, who are those talented girls? Those girls are very talented. And Rogue actually put a little like laughing symbol there, and then she comes on the live and just 180s it and just goes, I got a bone to pick with you, Chieftain.
Do it.
Do it now. See, guess one. Look, you're all the way on the bottom there.
I see that. I'm peeking.
You like it on the bottom?
Yeah, actually, I am a bottom.
Yeah, it's less work that way.
Exactly. My old age, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this must be a really old setup. This is the Oh, I see what this is. Okay. That's why I didn't do the 4K fix on this one. That's what it is. He's creeping.
I'm doing things down here you guys don't want to know about.
Whoa, dude.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Whoa.
TMI. Oh,
Whoa,
no.
dude.
Now I can't find. Oh, there it is.
You
It won't move
creeping.
over.
I am.
It's not moving over. There
They
it is.
see me rolling. My brother's on.
Hating. Feeling so wide and nerdy. Feeling so wide and nerdy.
That
Feeling
I
so
am.
wide and nerdy. All right.
Half of me, anyways.
Shout out to Rogue Penguin for killing it at the gym, by the way.
What?
Dude, she's also doing some editing for her channel, so you want to check her out as well.
I usually comment on her videos when I can.
Yeah, so do I. So we're just getting everything together here. Let me just make him huge.
Of course.
Here, it's a Viagra up his image here.
Stendra. It's the new stuff.
Yeah, the red one.
I don't know what color it is. I don't think it's
There's
red.
one that's dissolvable in the mouth.
No, no.
Yeah,
This one's supposed to only take like 5-10 minutes.
oh my god, that's got to be healthy.
Well, they're like 60, $70 a pill.
Oh my god, yeah, because they're new.
I got like 10 of them. I'll never use them, but
Boom.
they're here in case anybody wants to, never mind.
Yeah. No worries.
May you please let me into the
there's a
Zoom?
waiting list. I didn't even know there was a waiting list on that. I'm sorry, Oni. I didn't even see that. That's really weird.
I am Blacklight Oni today.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
That's really crazy. There we go.
I'm Oni. Oh, wait.
Yep, Oni's here. Yeah, like crazy weather all over the world today. So please welcome Blacklight Oni, everybody. Yay.
Sorry about that. I let time get way ahead of me.
Got ahead of you, yeah.
And I thought I was gonna have to take a detour. They didn't close off that road. It's because the road that my road is a branch of.
Uh-huh.
In some areas kind of looks like this.
Uh-huh.
And as physics dictates, water tends to do this really nifty thing called gather there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a sedan or you have anything that should, get wet, kind of not great. I mean, like some of those roads, it was going up to people's porches when it got closed. Yeah, it was a pretty heavy rain that time.
Ooh, that's
and
horrible.
But the thing is that it was a lot of rain at once. And obviously, if it's a lot of rain over a long period of time, that it has time to drain. If it doesn't have time to drain, kind of like Abercorn Street in Savannah, Georgia, I fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
I made it okay. Turns out they didn't block off a road, but they did have some police kind of at that intersection, probably for preventative measure because
right, yeah,
people are dumb.
My dad, one of those people, drove into something he shouldn't and totaled the car.
Yeah, that
would. I remember the front half of my car was floating because I had like a car that was low, Pontiac Grand Am, and I flooded out the engine. And I had to run up and down I-75 to burn the water out of my engine so it wouldn't destroy my engine.
Yeah, because you don't get much time with that. Usually the time is called 0, but
yeah, true.
Yeah. So I was running 90 on a 4-cylinder. So I burned out all the water in my engine. So
yeah, that is an expensive, and you can't fix that. I mean, maybe
you can, but
you might as well just get a whole new vehicle at that point because if you got that much water where it flooded the engine, you flooded the air intake valves, you flooded. They say oil and water don't mix. There's a fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. It started up after I got out of the puddle, which I got lucky.
I only got a drop, just the right drop of water that got into the intake manifold of my vehicle, which is basically like, it sucks in air to start the ignition process.
Right.
And it got water right there. I thought I flooded the engine.
Yeah.
Don't ask. The puddle wasn't that big. It really wasn't, but the water just got right up in there. That's what she said. But luckily, with a little help, me starting the engine and someone keeping the intake manifold open, we were able to basically burp him kind of like a child,
Yeah.
Okay there, buddy. Just cough it up. It'll be fine. And he, it was fine. But I Googled some of that shit and I'm like, don't let that happen to me. Please don't.
Yeah.
Future me, do not ever be that stupid.
Future me, don't be an idiot.
Don't make a mistake you can't pay for. Like people who throw their guitars down or do other dumb things. It's like you do realize someone's gonna have to pay for that, and it's gonna be you.
Definitely. There you go. That works. Okay. I like this 3-shot setup. It's nice. I'm gonna probably do more of those rectangular shots.
I like that. Yeah, it's because the horizontal look just has this calm aura to it. Something we desperately need in this house because none of us are fucking calm.
Right.
Don't mind me. I was given some food from some coworkers who care very much.
Nice. let's do the PSA.
Attention, darlings. Thank you.
Attention. The preceding content is intended for mature audiences. Opinions and views expressed on this live are not necessarily those of Lagging Out Entertainment, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or any of its sponsors or advertisers. Viewer discretion is advised. If you're under 18, get the fuck out.
Whoa.
Wow. That's not very nice.
Nice is relative.
Yes.
Get the fuck out.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a stupid. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that'd be a little too much.
No.
Too much. So, how do you support our stream? Give me a shout out. Give us a shout out. Follow the stream. Tell a friend. Engage in their posts and root for them. Or you can do one step better and
give us some fucking money.
Exactly. Yep. Times are tough. Times hard.
You should get 10 bags of groceries for 200. Now you get 2.
Right.
Oh man, that pisses me off so much. It really
Hopefully
does.
in January 20th comes around, that'll change. We'll see.
Hopefully.
So thank you to our boosters. Soda Pop, Hypernova, The Mariner, Ezreal's Storm Wolf Song, Prophet, Tyrann Death. Congratulations to Tyrann Death. And Mirren Soul. We will tell you what the congratulations are for once I get permission. Baldur's Gate, brought to you by Ferguson Brothers Cards. Check out Ferguson Brothers Cards at fergusonbrothers.com. Or what's the link?
Well, we're on loop. Just go to my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram.
So
we will be taking a little break from Baldur's Gate. We had figured out because they put my class on Thursday for some reason. Stupidest thing. Wow. So we'll be figuring out week to week now. So.
Oh, good Lord. And Memorial Day. Thank you to those that
gave
the ultimate sacrifice to them. It's not just hamburgers and barbecues. There's a reason why there's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So,
if I may.
Yes, I know you will.
There are a lot of creators on YouTube who have fantastic videos on the legendary men and women who made this possible, so if you want to read up on some really cool people, many of them, like 99.9% of them, really humble and down to earth people. Go find some of those creators. If you like history, the Fat Electrician is a fantastic guy. He's done them on Warcraft, but also on the people behind them. Angry Cops does a lot on just mostly modern news, but he'll give pats on the back to those today who do good work. But yeah, way better to find these independent creators who you'll just get way more in terms of history than you ever could have, and you might learn something and go, oh no, I do like that part of history. That's cool. So just keep the vets in mind, and just remember the people who made that date possible, because a lot of people lost.
My dad being one of them. I guess I can go public with it now. My dad passed away last Wednesday, and he was a Vietnam vet. So shout out to my dad, being one of those, and he had a great life, and he's a awesome guy, and I wouldn't be the man I am if it wasn't for him. So shout out to my pops, who's in a better place and not suffering anymore, thank God. So he's not suffering. And actually, here's a story. Quick story. I prayed for him last night, and I was like, please take care of him, bless my dad. And then this morning at 5:45, the phone rang. And you know how phones ring, right? It goes ring, 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 ring.
Mm-hmm.
Our phone rang constantly and didn't turn off this morning. Like, I picked it up and it was still ringing. Phones aren't supposed to do that.
No.
It was still ringing, and I'm like, I had to turn it off and turn it back on. So I feel like my prayer was answered, and my dad was actually calling, letting me know it's like I'm good. So I kind of felt like that sick, because I'm like a sensitive. I felt a little bit sick to my stomach, and that's how I know. It was like, that was my dad checking. It's like, I'm good. Stop worrying about me. I'm good. So thanks, Dad. I appreciate you giving me a call. But that was, I told my mom about it, and she's like, yeah, that was your dad. I go, I kind of figured you were going to say that, because that's what you do.
And it given what we know of him, kind of would be up his alley to do that.
Yeah.
I won't say anything. I'm just gonna be just on the side of irritating.
Yeah, it's not irritating, but
oh no, but it's a sense of humor.
Yeah. So it's like, I gotcha. I made you wake up. Ha ha ha. But yeah, I now I feel a little bit better. I actually I didn't tell Soda this before the show. He was here, and no one knows that. You guys, the live, are the ones that know that. You're like the second person I told besides my mom. So just letting you guys know that. Thank you, Penguin. Appreciate it. I get mad when I see a lady coming to the store, and she literally said that she had 10 different kids, invite different baby daddies, and get 6,000 EBT. Speaking of grocery, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that gets annoying.
Yeah, they did that on purpose in the 50s, 60s. So.
Well, yeah, you marry the government. That's what they wanted. Yeah, it's like that's a whole other show for another time. Check out Soda and Mariner once they figure out what game they want to play, and then we will do a brand new banner for them, and it'll be awesome, and it'll be amazing. My boss actually made me take off. He's like, don't even come in that week of your dad's funeral. Just got straight. It's like, I already have you replaced. You're good. Like, I just take care of your business that you need to take care of. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, best boss ever. Yeah,
that's nice though.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I'm losing money, but that I can always make up. Can't replace certain things.
No.
So this is awesome. I gotta say to Blacklight Oni, like like, I think this is like this is right up your alley, because it has one of your all-time favorite characters in this show, X-Men 97. I think that's on Netflix, right? No, what is it on?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Disney.
Is it on Disney? Oh yeah,
it's on
Marvel.
Disney. That is the unfortunate part. It's on fucking Disney.
Yeah.
You can borrow my Disney if you want.
I don't know if you can do that anymore. Oh yeah, you probably can. Now this is weird. I just noticed this, and I'm sorry for saying this, Oni, but on Storm, those X's, if they were dropped down a little bit lower, it would have been not appropriate. Those were just like a weird place to put the X's. I thought Storm had a costume where the X was in the middle.
Well,
or around the waist.
She's had a few.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's be honest here, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Storm.
Everybody loves. Oh, absolutely.
Consistently had fantastic style.
Oh yeah.
But those X's are supposed to be on like basically cape holders.
Yes.
They actually should be a little higher up. It's just a weird angle.
Yeah. It's just it was just like a clip, I guess.
It does look a little off.
I don't know. A lot of people like the mohawk look.
Oh yeah, they fucking do.
I love the long flowing hair with that particular character. I enjoy that more. I don't dislike the mohawk.
Oh no, she looks fantastic either way. I mean.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it looks like they're taking. It looks very 90s.
Oh no, they absolutely flat out said we want to use the designs because they weren't broken of the 90s, just with updated graphics.
How often do they do that, Oni? They don't do that. They don't do that often anymore.
Fucking never, because
right.
And this is like basically straight up ripped from the original 97 intro. If anyone
totally
remembers that.
Oh yeah.
See, thank you, Magma. See, people love the fucking mohawk. Karlak looks fantastic with the mohawk. Storm looks fantastic with the mohawk. Me. Trust me, I look weird with long hair. It was weird. It's kind of like seeing me in a dress. It just doesn't look right.
I like you with the longer hair opposed to the. I seen some photos of you with the shorter hair, and the longer hair frames your face a lot better.
I mean, like all long hair.
Right.
When I was a child.
All long. Yeah. I think you could pull it off though if it's styled right. I mean.
Well, that's why I wear a wig if I want to have options.
Right. Always have an option, right?
Options. But yeah, so does anyone mind if I go a little bit into like the background of this and what they
No, please go ahead. Yeah, please jump on that if you want.
Oni wears a dress. What?
No. So okay, with this show, part of it is they were kind of wanting to revive some of the storylines with a little bit of obviously some updated graphics. Because don't get me wrong, I love old animation, but I wasn't a huge fan of the way American cartoons were done at the time. I was a fan of. I feel like 90s animation in Japan had some real character to it. But that's a me thing. That's a me style thing.
Right.
Now, with the American style today, to me, looks a little too clean. Same with Japan, but they're also integrating a lot of 3D graphics now, which is really weird to me. It's very jarring to see it, but I'm also, again, one of those people. So they're trying to bring in storylines that they may not have been able to bring in the 90s with these characters. Trying to touch up on different storylines that pacing wise probably aren't working as well as it could have, but it's not a bad depiction. They did try to get as many of the original voice actors as possible.
Cool.
So a lot of the voices are the originals when and where they could. There are only like out of the entire ensemble, I think maybe 5 who don't have the original voice actors. Some of it's because they just flat out they've passed away. So unless you want a fucking Ouija board, it's not happening. Or it's because they didn't want to, or there was bad blood and the voice actor did not want to come back.
Okay.
So, but Rogue's voice actress, the same. Nightcrawler's actor, the same. I have some opinions about certain things.
I would love to. I want to hear your opinion on the Nightcrawler voices. Really, I really want you to go into detail with that.
Okay. But there are a lot of design choices that I'd like to get into first because I think that's like
in my head. Alan Cummings is the best Nightcrawler.
Oh, he was fantastic.
I loved him as Nightcrawler.
He was and he is just as wholesome in real life. He's just as wholesome in real life as he is off screen. It's great. So
I mean, the young Nightcrawler in the new class is in that he was good.
He was good. They made him drop like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was incredibly thin. I don't feel comfortable with it. I understand some people are just built that way.
Right.
But I mean, crap's sake, the guy from Super Size Me passed away at 53.
53. Yeah, I heard about that today.
Now, I'm not saying that the McDonald's thing had anything to do with it. It probably didn't fucking help.
Right.
Because it wasn't just a shoot it through in 1 month and you're done. It's like you have to try to undo those repercussions, but some of that damage just doesn't just go away, and so it wouldn't surprise me.
But yeah, Nightcrawler's voice, like German. It's supposed to be a German accent, my understanding.
Well, let's get into the history of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes, it is German, but he is in particular Bavarian. He is
Eastern European.
Yeah, well, it's a region of Germany at this point.
Right.
So where he was raised, which is pretty close to where he was born, was in Bavaria, and they were a traveling circus. So they went around. So yes, it's German, but it's a very specific part of Germany. The thing is, I feel like if you listen closely, some of his accent is not consistent.
Meaning,
and it also sounds French. And now the thing is, so when you're talking about some of these accents with France, the way they speak, technically, apparently, allegedly, the closest relative to Latin, not Italian, French.
Right.
really know how. I'm just telling you what I've been told.
Right.
But with that being said, their enunciation is a bit different. So there's a little bit more phlegm going on with it.
Yeah, they don't say penis right either.
Wow.
They don't.
And it's gonna be a lot more like, rounded W's, I guess is a way to say it. Now here's where it starts getting really dicey. So French, German, and Russian, or Eastern European languages, do sound very, very different. But when you start speaking English, they have some similarities. And just so with his German accent, he doesn't enunciate all the W's the same way. And some of them he pronounces almost like they're
George Bush.
No, so like
Debbie.
So it's especially common, if you don't mind. I'd like to get some of the comments.
W. It's W.
Debbie.
So.
Visual
because
aids.
Of course I would. So
right?
These are
show and tell time.
These are some of the
smile on her face though. She's loving it.
Oh, by the way, in case anyone needed to see it, Storm with her mohawk looking gorgeous.
Yep. That's really good, yeah.
So this is a storyline. And actually some of these mutants do show up in the show. Give me a second.
I get really confused with like who's the bald guy in that? I've never seen that guy before. But I'm not like heavily in X-Men.
His name is technically they are named Morph. Morph is, from what I recall, not a new creation. Morph has been around for a while. And I'll touch up on that in a second, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
If I recall, the way they, okay, no, they didn't do it. So depending on, like, if you read certain stories online or you read certain comics, they will actually write his accent in. Not always, but
really?
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's a way to kind of integrate the reader into the story. And I don't mind that. But usually when you see it, would it be easier to explain, or would it be easier for me to speak it the way?
Speak it.
Speak it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
So, like, when people talk about Volkswagen or Volkswagen, you hear how they enunciate the V and W.
Yeah, you sound like
also
Klaus.
Pronounce CH as Z sometimes. Now, when you're talking French, it's more lyrical. You kind of go over everything.
Light inflection, yeah, different.
And it's when they use certain vowels, it's just gonna sound different. It's kind of, until you hear it, it kind of doesn't quite make sense. Then you hear it and you're like, oh, that, yeah. So when you know what you're looking for, you kind of find it. So his accent is not only inconsistent within the same scene, it's inconsistent with the fact he's, Bavarian German. But what I do really love is that they did get his characterization pretty fucking close. So, like,
not just close.
One of the biggest things with Nightcrawler is obviously growing up in the circus, he's always had a showmanship kind of thing going on.
Right.
And one of his biggest things is he likes to do triple wheel cutlass. He has a huge thing for theatrics. In the original creation of him, he really admired Errol Flynn, who was an old Hollywood actor, to the point where when he had it was called a transducer. It's a hollow watch. He would actually take the form of Errol Flynn, complete with a mustache. It was actually really great. And and in a way, it's kind of like looking at Astarion. They're a dandy. They're, a little bit larger than life. They're charming. They're charismatic. But unfortunately, where Astarion's is born out of fucking trauma and, some evil shit happening to him and him having to survive, Nightcrawler's was not that bad not that type of trauma, but he still had other trauma but he grew up in a circus, so it's a little bit different.
Emotional damage.
So they wanted to touch up on his religious background. So they show him actively practicing his his priest duties in a certain scene that happens. I'm not spoiling it, but he does actually have to don the robes of a priest and conduct rites.
Right. He's married a lot of people in the comics too.
Yeah. But hey, I mean,
what a whore.
If you, how is that?
Wait,
he's conducting holy matrimony.
There's nothing bad about that.
But he also,
it's not the same person.
He also is, of course, playful, but he's also incredibly acrobatic and very serious when it comes down to it. But he's also very wise, and they show all of this in the show. In the original, he only showed up for like 2 episodes. And he was very, very serious. But with this one, they show him being serious. They show him comforting. They show him laughing. They show so much of his character that you didn't really get a chance to see. They also brought back one of his most classic styles, which is to say, with the pompadour, of course, because it's a great style on him. Okay, shorter all the way around, a little bit in the back, but definitely fluff it up in the front.
Yeah, it shows the pointiness. It like if his hair is shorter on the sides, it shows the pointy ears. It shows some of those key features people want to see.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When he was young, he was called a devil. Wolverine nicknamed him Elf. They're drinking buddies. They are literally drinking buddies. And yes, Kurt judges him on his American beer. I am aware Wolverine's Canadian. Shut up.
Right.
But he's like, oh, that's not real beer. Let me bring you real beer from Germany. Let me show you how it's that. And then they'll just.
Well, I mean, Wolverine can't get drunk anyway, right? Because he's got that reproductive, regenerative.
They also. Nightcrawler
They'll try.
Wolverine. I'm sure if he drank something severe enough, he probably could, but that's
like gasoline or something, or jet fuel.
But, yeah, or something. Nightcrawler, though, in almost like any storyline, he never drinks to excess.
Right. I mean, he's half demon, right? So
no, well,
was it? I cannot say his name right, so don't judge me.
Azazel. Allegedly, it's pronounced Azazel. I don't know where the fuck they got that. Oh, actually, I have a comic with that too.
Oh no.
Oh no. I want to see it. I want to see it.
So, okay, I'm gonna.
It's show and tell with Oni tonight.
Right. That is.
Okay, it's relevant. It's relevant. Would you like to see the very first comic book I ever owned?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Sure.
Oh, nice. I wish I had a waist like that.
Well, that's
exactly what mine looks like.
Right. Photoshop it.
Now, oh man, back when comics had ads and it was like Time Crisis 3, holy shit.
Wow.
Oh, hey, look, Chieftain's favorite section.
Oh, Spider-Man, there you go.
Boo.
This actually was the storyline that really went into detail about Kurt's actual origins. So, actually, I might as well just read it from this one because it is actually in this. So, Azazel. Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot. There's an advertisement for Dungeon Siege: Legends of Arana in here. Holy fuck, that's old as fuck.
She's getting into the vortex now.
Yeah. Anyways, so basically, in this storyline, the X-Men are drawn into what's called the Brimstone Dimension, which is the dimension that Kurt teleports through whenever he teleports. So that sulfur and brimstone that's left behind, which is why they say when he teleports, it kind of smells a little funky. It's because he's teleporting through a hell plane, essentially.
That's not what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Badger, they probably oh, I know what they fucking did. They retconned a lot of his shit. So, Badger, if you could type that up, because there were a couple reasons why it was originally retconned, but then I'm pretty sure started. So, anyways, So Azazel explains,
Yeah, it's true, Nova. They do retcon everything.
Give me a second. I'm trying to find the specific line because it's been a while since I've cracked this sucker open, okay?
It's been a while since I said I'm sorry.
So, I'm quoting lines from this page. So, what he says, I am an advanced human, a mutant from biblical times, as you say. I challenged God by imposing rule and dominion and enslaving or removing the toxicity of humans. By those acts, I fell from grace and was cast out of the kingdom of heaven. The remnants of the archaeological site you call Isla de Demonas, cast out by angels, another group of mutated humans, namely Angel, aka Warren Worthington III,
so
who he actually
angels as mutants.
Yes, yeah, actually yes, because they were actually torturing Angel in the next 2 pages, and basically we're saying because you are a Neophim, I'm going to fucking kill you because you are why I fell from grace. And so then the demons, the other mutated humans, were sent to the hell plane as punishment. So it depends on your interpretation. Right. Because again, you're talking about an ancient mutant who is either lying or interpreting things differently. So Kurt, with his Catholic background, has a certain set of beliefs. But Azazel is basically saying, well, your interpretation is sort of correct, but here's what really happened. So, yes, he could be considered half demon if that's what you believe Azazel to be. But if you believe him to only be a very strong ancient line of mutants, then no. But that would also mean Warren Worthington III, also known as Angel, also came from a different line. Okay, yeah. So, Badger, I want to get into that. There were 3 different versions of Nightcrawler's origins. First one was Mystique had married a baron named Baron Wagner, who would have thought, and Nightcrawler was born, and they figured that shit out badly, so she threw him off a waterfall, and he got found by a circus troupe. Second one was
the feature film one, right? The first one, the first group.
They didn't.
Oh, no, they didn't do that. No,
they didn't. Second one was, yes, she was married to Baron Wagner, but she had an affair with Azazel. And it didn't go very well for Mystique because she got dumped, and then her husband died, and it got ugly, and she basically lost everything. The third one is what Badger is talking about. Actually, that is from the 90s. That was like a theory they were putting it in the 80s and 90s, which they discarded because they found it to be a little too out there. So that's actually not really news, but it's a storyline they shelved because they didn't find it. They weren't as progressive at that time because they were like, ooh, that's a little too far. We already have some gay characters. We're kind of pushing the bill here, okay?
Yeah.
So,
wait, we have gay characters?
Yeah, they have Super Soda. That's the gay character.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but he's ambiguous, like the ambiguously gay duo.
Yeah, so, that sounds good.
Destiny, Irene Adler, and Mystique were already lesbians, okay? Or at least Irene was a lesbian. Mystique was either bi or pan, however you want to interpret that.
I like where this is going.
The most stable relationship Mystique ever fucking had, okay? Because they raised Rogue together. And for what it's worth, could have gone a lot worse, okay? Could have gone a lot worse. Destiny could, as implied by her name, could see into the future. She was blind because of that. But
I love the flaws they add to characters.
Marvel back in the day really did a great job with all those characters.
Yeah.
But
like Super Soda, like his weakness is just being sarcastic and derailing a conversation. But.
Whoa.
So, but now to tie this in with Mystique, Mystique identifies as a woman. Part of her story, part of her identity is in her femininity, but also her desire to depending on your interpretation, her desire to be loved, but also her desire to be feared and respected for who she is.
Loved or respected?
That's the thing. It depends on interpretation.
Yeah, because like depending on whether you're going with features or you're going with comics, like she won in the new class and the new X-Men ones, it was her. She just wanted to be accepted and she never was, so she had that in her background or stigma. Mm-hmm. So she just wanted that feeling of exception, which Magneto falsely gave her, and like he turned his back on her, depending on the movies that you watch. But, yeah.
And that also came about in the comics as well, because depending on on the storyline in particular that you follow, with her relationship with Azazel and her relationship with Baron Wagner, she liked Baron Wagner enough. He was kind to her, he was good to her, even though they couldn't have children. He still treated her very, very well. But with Azazel, he gave her all these sweet words of, I want to build a family with you. I want to do, I want to give you everything. You deserve to be loved and respected for the power that you wield as a mutant. You shouldn't have to hide amongst these humans. And then fucking abandoned her.
Looks like it sounded like he just wanted to get in her pants, because that's like every
that's dude. Exactly what happened. Because
watch Jersey Shore. That's like every dude in there.
Wow.
Well, because that sounds like in that comic I just showed you.
Yeah.
He brings in generations of mutants he has fathered because he's trying to escape the Brimstone dimension. So he has been bed hopping from age to age, dimension to dimension, trying to have children powerful enough, or enough he can gather that are powerful enough to open a portal for him to leave that dimension.
Whoa, dude.
It's
so he's stuck there now? Is that where he went?
Oh, that was where they went. That's a comic from the early 2000s, okay? So that's a very old story, but that's also neither here nor there. So speaking of Mystique, she always has identified as a woman. Like, unless she's taking on, an identity in this in-deep cover. Morph, like you said, Morph is a shapeshifter as well, but Morph is bringing attention a lot because of the fact that Morph did not identify with gender. Morph identified as they, them, non-binary.
Was that even back then?
I actually don't remember, because Morph has never really been on my radar very much.
Right, because this is the first I'm hearing of him. So.
Well, and that's the thing.
She do that she can do that at a molecular level, actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why Mystique was so dangerous, is because, like, to the DNA, she can be a blood donor, which is great. Doesn't mean she's going to want to give the blood.
Right.
But anyways, Morph being non-binary, to me, if you have someone who shapeshifts, they take on identities and personas and things like that, they look very, honestly, kind of like an alien, very non-gender. Makes sense. Yeah. It makes perfect sense to me.
If it makes sense to the character, I don't have an issue with it. But if you're like preaching and doing it to like be accepted or to make some political statement, then I have a problem with it.
And that's the problem. You can't tell with Disney. You can't tell. I can't give the benefit of the doubt.
Way.
Put a chicken and make her gay.
Pretty much. That's what Kathleen Kennedy does. That's her MO.
And apparently Morph is, character-wise, showing signs of having a crush on Wolverine, which, to be fair, not horrible taste, okay?
I don't think so, bub.
But even the voice actor said, I don't think Morph should wind up having that storyline fulfilled. I think it I just don't. I think Morph should. I don't think it fits with the story, which is totally fair. So you got now 2 shapeshifters in the show. I think I'm pretty sure Mystique shows up. So that could be a very interesting kind of battle of the changelings in a way.
As long as they keep screen time away from Gambit and Jubilee, I am all about it.
Well,
what's wrong with you? Both those characters rock.
Here's the thing. It kind of gets your wish in one of them, but they're currently working on season 2. They've prepped season 3. Because this has been purchased as a trilogy series, to my knowledge. To my knowledge, that's if nothing goes horribly wrong. I'm not holding my breath.
We have 2 heroes from Louisiana. Storm is the better one.
Storm's not from Louisiana.
She's Creole.
Storm is
She's
not
from-
Creole.
Yeah, that they in a storyline. I specifically remember that.
Rogue is from Mississippi.
Oh, I meant Storm. Sorry.
Storm is not.
Storm is not from Louisiana.
She's not from America.
I thought she was Creole from Louisiana. Am I completely wrong on that? I always thought that. All right. I stand corrected.
Storm is Egyptian. She's from Cairo. Or depending on the storyline, could be Kenya. They've kind of gone. I've seen both.
That kind of makes sense.
But I thought the character they introduced in Moon Knight, they were like, she's the first Egyptian female character.
Oh, how did I get that so
Storm
wrong?
technically was
that's
because
so bad.
Storm, depending on the storyline you follow, Storm was actually a street urchin and an orphan, and they discovered that she had control over the weather. And in a desert region, you can imagine, they venerated her as a goddess, but she didn't want that. Also, having had to live on the streets kind of scars you for a while. So yeah. But that's why she carries herself the way she does. It makes sense. She carries herself, back straight with poise and grace. And I mean, they always do a fantastic job of drawing her. She's always looks so cool. But yeah, she is not from America. She's
oh my god, I'm so bad.
No, you're good. There's probably
really
another
X-Men
character you're
origins.
thinking of.
Fucking noob.
I know, right?
But yeah, so I do wish they made Rogue's hair bigger. Okay.
You always say that though.
Yes, I
do. Be big. It's got to be huge and curly.
No, not curly, permed. Okay.
Permed. Well, yeah.
More body, permed. More ringlets. Come on, more. Give us more. People want that.
I just can't imagine like that lady in the bottom left-hand corner there. That would be my reaction if I saw people walking around like that. I'm like, what cosplay are you doing? I'm like, no regular person wears like a red, like a yellow and green Mountain Dew colored outfit with a jacket, or like, have that like crazy, like I just imagine that in real life, like just walking by somebody. I'm like, where's the convention?
Well, yeah, pretty much. But you have to remember that scene is taken from Genosha. Genosha is a mutant island.
Oh, okay.
Magneto started it. No matter what storyline you follow, it's basically Magneto's bastion for mutants. He's trying to he's sort of pulling an Xavier, sort of, in that mutants come here, you will be accepted. It's our own society. There will not be any humans. It will be only mutants.
They're not for gifted youngsters.
But underneath, it's like, yeah, but I got some shit going on and behind the scenes, because I don't want to be seen as equals to humans. No. I want us to be elevated above the humans, where we belong.
Like a fascist.
Well, I mean, you do know his background, right?
Yes, I do. I know his background.
Then it kind of makes sense.
It goes 180. He gets because it's so in extreme that he becomes the thing that he hates.
Pretty much. Well, because that's what he sees as the only way to get even, is destroy your enemies. It clearly worked originally, so fine. I have power now, bitch. I'm gonna do it. We do not endorse
power before you in the lamentation of the women.
We do not endorse Magneto's points of view here, folks. Okay,
no, we do not. Well, maybe so.
And before you ask, someone is going to ask, I'm going to say it.
Kill them all.
Whoa, dude.
Yes, they are going with the, I guess you call it the Silver Fox version of Magneto with the long hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
They went there. So I'm sure there will be plenty of people thirsting after him. I'm not saying he's not good looking, but I am also saying he doesn't really have a lot of screen time, to my knowledge.
Well, I mean, he survived the Holocaust. He would have silver hair, right?
Well, I mean, yes, but they gave him the long hair from the 90s, okay?
Oh, the long hair. Okay.
When I say 90s, folks, 90s. So if they could have long hair, they would probably go with long hair.
Thank you for the sub.
Yeah, so I will say also another thing that does slightly bother me, just personally. Some of the fight scenes I think could have been a little better choreographed. So in one of the scenes,
I don't
Wolverine and Nightcrawler basically go, as has been popularized online, X-Men arcade game on some Sentinel bots.
Whoa.
So Nightcrawler is triple wielding his cutlass. It's great. Everyone's having a great time except for the Sentinels. It's fantastic. I think it could have been a little bit smoother with animations. The fighting, I think, could have been a little bit more choreographed. But it wasn't bad. It's perfectly fine for especially what it is. I think a lot of the character models were highly improved. I do think the modern programs available today, the modern technologies, have certainly made the X-Men show from the 90s got a nice healthy facelift with X-Men 97. They didn't change the style radically. They just were inspired and tried to improve on it, not to undo what used to be done. Yes.
Winry said they're going really fast in this timeline, but keeping rather close to the comics.
Yes, they did. That is one of the complaints I have heard, is that they are sticking to some of the lesser known or not really touched upon at that time or ever storylines. They've brought in Cable, who has not seen a lot of screen time in terms of the animations. They brought in Madeline Proyer, who never saw any screen time to my knowledge, ever. She's from a comic line too. I heard they gave Cyclops a fucking personality.
Oh wow. That's good, because he never had one in any of the movies. He's just a whiny bitch the whole time.
Yeah, the last time he had a personality, it was the X-Men Evolution TV show. He was annoying in X-Men 1, X-Men 2, and he lasts literally 3 minutes in X-Men 3, where he literally gets a kiss of death, and it's like, you just saved us a whole lot of time. Thank you. I'm finally rooting for the villains here, folks.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, he was. Oh, by the way,
Deadbeat Dead.
That actor of Cyclops from the original X-Men movie, that's the same dude from the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
Whoa, dude.
That's Cyclops. Whoa, dude. It's so jarring
what
to
the
see,
fuck?
one, how much time has passed, and two, a personality, because holy shit, they made Cyclops the soggiest of wet rags in that fucking
Whoa.
Holy fuck.
The wet blanket over everything.
He was why I can't stand the Cyclops character, because then after the live action movies, the original 3, every animation after that, he was insufferable. X-Men and Wolverine and the X-Men could not fucking stand him. And I barely watched that show. You can probably guess why I watched that show. One reason, only a few episodes, unfortunately. But they gave Cyclops a personality in this fucking show. You have done almost the impossible. Thank you.
Come again.
So we'll see what other characters they bring in. Now, if anyone can tell me what plane that is, I will give you an imaginary fucking cookie. Because yeah, I know what plane that is. But yeah, so I don't know, it's also
that was her short king, Winry.
Well, it's because with Wolverine, technically no, Badger. Technically no. You are no. Yes, but no. Yes, but no. I'm
SR-71.
No, here's the thing. Their plane is based off of the SR-71 Blackbird, but what the X-Men had was they called it the SR-77. I'm not sure why. I'm going to assume it's because they probably introduced it in 1977, if I had to hazard a guess.
That's a good deductive reasoning there.
But for them, it was obviously used for stealth missions, and they were like, we had the SR-71 Blackbird, but then we just souped it up. Now, can you take a wild guess who also flies it and helps maintain it at times?
Deadpool.
No, not if anyone has any say in that.
Spider-Man?
Nightcrawler. Every version I've seen where the SR-71 or SR-77 Blackbird shows up for the X-Men, Nightcrawler helps maintain it. in X-Men Evolution,
I
one of
thought
his
Beast
punishments.
did that.
I'm sorry.
I thought Beast did that in the movies.
I'm sure everyone probably did. And for crap's sake, in some of the movies, Nightcrawler's a child. Do you really want him flying that fucker? No.
Right, yeah.
No.
He's got really good hair, but he doesn't have the life experience.
Or a driver's license.
Right.
But
I know quite a
in
few
those,
people like that.
Yeah, so do I.
don't remind me, please.
White
please.
trash Barbie.
Trying to remember that there are still good people in this world who are making it very difficult because I'm reminded that other humans exist. Anyways, in X-Men Evolution, Nightcrawler was sent to do a punishment, which was clean the SR-77 Blackbird, because if you can remember, Nightcrawler can stick to vertical and, against gravity surfaces. So, he'll just kind of like shuffle forward and clean things. But in the comics, and in some of the shows where he's an actual adult, that's part of his hobby is to help maintain and fly sometimes and clean this SR-77 because he's a man of varied tastes, okay? He can't sit still. He's a fucking trapeze artist. That's what he does. He finds things to do. It's like, oh, I'm into pirates. Oh, I'm into flying. Oh, I'm gonna now go drink with my buddy Wolverine and we're gonna just talk about life, the universe, and everything. Oh, I have to give a sermon. It's all this shit.
What you're saying is that X-Men 97 is a watchable show.
From what I've heard, yes. From what I've heard, it is
I did that soda. Circling it back.
I've heard it's a pretty watchable show.
I've seen a couple episodes. It's pretty good.
But some of the storylines were, I think, a little too rushed given everything I've heard.
I saw clips of it. It was really good. What I saw.
But I would be willing to let that go because, again, at least they're sticking to some sort of canon. They're trying to maintain a sort of storyline.
Call Hero. Siri.
Hey, no, do not call him.
He's off grid. He is currently off grid this week.
So yeah, thank you everyone for letting me just talk about the X-Men. Let's just say it was one of the first fandoms I ever joined because I started young going, oh my gosh, Nightcrawler's so cool. It probably explains a lot.
And thank you to our Rumble people who I have not checked on lately. Because I made the link myself this week. Yay. I don't know if it's working.
When Hero's not here.
It's working?
I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta check. I don't even know how to get to the live.
Go to rumble.com.
Yeah.
I could check.
I don't know. Like he showed me how to do it, but I was like half asleep when he was showing me. So I don't even know. I don't know if it's running.
Sign in. I don't know. What did I use to sign in?
Is it running?
Fuck me.
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
Yeah, I've got that a lot later.
Wow.
It is. Wait.
Lives.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I signed in.
I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't see it live either.
I put the link in. Well, I did it wrong, so now I can't. Someone else needs to learn how to do it because I can't do it right. So, whatever. I don't know how to do it. Like he showed me, it's like do it like this, and then like do this, then this, then this. It's like
and then your eyes glazed over, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was just like, oh okay, and like I'm half asleep, and like I don't know. It's like I don't know if I did it right. So I put the link in, and I'm not sure if it works. But anyways. Yeah, but no problem, Oni. Yeah, I know you wanted to go off on that, so that's good. Oh, good. It's moving on. So this is pretty interesting. IGN buys Gamer Network.
What?
Oh, they bought a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They went shopping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when's the last time they did a review on a game? Like they're doing reviews on everything else but games lately. So
right. Yeah.
So like if you ever see any of their feeds, it's just like all just movies, television shows, and then some video games splashed in there. I'm like, why? Like why?
Why?
So they bought Gamer Network, apparently. I don't know what the amount was, but it is burning my eyes. This image here, but I don't get it. I don't know why they would do that. Are they trying to find relevance, or are they just picking up the scraps? What do you guys think? What do you think the reason is behind this? How you think they're trying to accumulate a lot of stuff just to corner the market? Do you think it's a good idea for them to buy Gaming Network? What does everybody think?
I don't think it's. I don't know what they're doing, but I agree with you. I don't even remember last time they were really relevant. It used to be when you know, oh, let's go check out IGN. Now you see IGN, it's like, yeah, skip. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, next.
So you used to be able to get good game guides from there, everything, and now it's kind of like, man, I don't even know what the fuck they do anymore. They still do game shit? Like, what?
Are they trying to add like more relevance? Like, oh, I'm gonna buy more gamer. We're gonna buy more gaming related entities, so that way we can corner the market and make everything mediocre. I don't know how this is gonna go. I didn't even think they had the money to do it, to be honest with you. How do they make their revenue? What's their revenue stream?
They
IGN?
might have some private investors. Maybe?
Like, you can only make so much on advertising on your site, right?
I can't remember. Maybe their website is a spam central site now. I don't.
What does that mean?
You know, like you go to those websites with like 2,000 freaking click here, pop up, click here.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
like running in the corners and shit.
Running ads without you pushing play. That pisses me off so bad.
I hate that. Like, and you click the box, you turn it off, and it turns on again.
Yeah, and then you're just sitting there. Where the fuck is that coming from? Let me see. I got my Diablo open. What are they running? I know they're running
1,000 tabs, so it could come from anywhere.
Only
this
1,000
one,
tabs?
Only 1,000.
Trying to break the world record.
If I may, I think there might be something regional to do with this. I'm speaking from GameDeveloper.com. So, grain of salt, everybody. Remember, let's start thinking caps on. The UK-based gamer network of game journalism sites like Eurogamer and Games Industry has been acquired by IGN Entertainment. For an undisclosed sum, IGN purchased that entire family of websites, which further includes Rock Paper Shotgun, VG247, and Dicebreaker. Previously, the Ziff Davis subsidiary purchased How Long to Beat and Humble Bundle. UK events like EGX and MCM weren't included in the sale. Similarly, the entertainment site Popverse will remain with ReadPop. Alongside the acquisition, IGN laid off several employees within the gamer network. These cuts appear to be editorial focused, as Games Industry's managing editor Brendan Sinclair and RPS deputy editor Alice Bell have both been let go. So, it could very well be that they're trying to get region access to something, whether that's region access to certain news, maybe a different market that they're trying to corner. I mean, no, they did not purchase Kotaku, so
right.
They were
on a chopping block though. Anyway, aren't they filing for Chapter 11?
I mean, we're all just kind of watching the corpse rot at this point. Okay?
Yeah. It's just like you're just watching for the cards to fall. You know, the house.
Oh yeah, we all know it's happening. We're just waiting for them to realize. And when we were discussing topics this week, that was brought up as a joke, like, oh, they must not have, thought it would be worth it. But the thing is, if it was based in region, then they're looking at a different way to make money. Tabletop gaming is certainly a really popular thing in the UK, especially because Games Workshop exists. Although they have pissed off a lot of their fans, they're trying to buy them back in a way. So I think this might wind up being. This might be IGN's way of, yes, cornering the market, but also gaining the audience in Europe. Because for as big as Europe is, the UK is still a huge hub. And with that, you can have access to like a bajillion other countries over there. So, people still go to IGN or still go to Gamer Network depending on your area. So probably is for the locality. And then they of course decided to start cleaning house, which totally makes sense. So.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I was saying that with everything though, like all the markets are kind of contracting at this point. Remember when I was saying about like the online live streaming services that were going to do the same thing, and there was like, I go, they're too big and they're eventually going to collapse upon themselves. And it's not only happening with them, it's happening with other genres such as this. It's like, oh, there's enough room for everybody at the top. No, there isn't. I take it from someone who's built Laggin Out in 2013 and people still don't know who the fuck we are. So that's neither here nor there. Like, you can have the greatest quality in the world, like which we have, and people won't know who we are. Unlike, we have a steady group of fans that we actually adore, and we love them for that. They come every Friday to see us knuckleheads for a couple of hours, and we love you guys.
We appreciate
we just
that.
Want more of you. We just love the fact that you come in and watch us. It just makes us feel good, like we're making a difference. Like, I know there's been a couple of people that said we look forward to this every week, but that being said, and not taking away from that, like IGN, Polygon, all these gaming websites, that there's like so many of them, like people are just getting sick of it. They're like, no, I don't want, you're saying the same shit about the same game, and like there's no real reviews. You guys are getting paid off for your reviews.
I mean, Gamergate did irreparable damage.
Right. There is no honesty anymore in games. Like, we give honest game reviews and that sort of thing, and
yeah, it's definitely hard to read a review when you're like, that's just bullshit. Did you play the fucking game? Like, did you play the first 10 minutes of the game?
Right. I mean, you could be a fan of the game and give it a great review, but if you have an interest in first-person shooters but don't like, let's use like an older game like Titanfall or something like that, or some sort of game that is loosely related to that particular genre, and you play it and you can give an honest review, like just say, hey, this is good, this is bad, that's fine. People won't have an issue with that. But what gamers can't fucking stand is that you see all these commercials like, oh, 4 out of 5 from IGN and 5 out of 5 from this.
Yep,
I go,
exactly.
It's a fucking
piece
Madden game. Madden's been around for 40 years. You telling me every year they're getting 5 stars? I know they're not getting 5 stars because everybody's complaining about the same shit about the same games all the time.
Every year, too.
So, like the damage that I would specifically say IGN and others have done is that they're trying to save face now and getting all these other companies like, so you don't like us, great. Oh, you're not going to have a choice pretty soon because we're going to buy everything up and you're going to have to listen to us. I'm like, no, motherfucker. They're going to go to the YouTuber that gets 10 million views, that gives an honest review on something,
or go to Steam and read people.
I don't do comment sections.
Reddit is toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
I know there's people on Reddit in our staff and but it's pretty fucking toxic. And then there's people that hate review, right? So you got those people that just like down a game that like broke something, and then all of a sudden it's good again. So it comes down to this. It's like their opinions actually have credence because they have internet clout, and they can make or break people. Some of the people on YouTube, not like people hang on every word. We were talking about that last week, right? Where there were the GameStop, the game stonk thing. The guy, like people were reading into everything he was doing, and then making an assumption. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm going to do. No, I
they
think
made some money, so.
I think this is IGN trying to save face or forcing an industry to come back to them, because I don't know if they're losing or gaining money or stuff. Don't get me wrong. A lot they do have quality of content. It's not all bad, but I get a little frustrated when they're like doing stuff that has nothing to do with games. I'm like, stay in your lane. I feel like As a consumer of that, I feel like staying in your lane is the best thing to do.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, so but
stay in your fucking lane.
I mean, I don't go to I don't go to where that guy's works and knock the dick out of his mouth, you know. It's just like that's what he does for a living. I'm not going to judge him for that, so I'm not going to do that. So,
but if I may also say, going back to the Gamergate,
yeah,
once you've shown corruption, and you've at least lost the trust of your group, whether that's friends, family, or your business partners or clientele, it's almost impossible. You cannot undo that damage. You might be able over time to regain trust if you play everything correctly. But the level of corruption that was revealed, the level of blame on non-issues, and the level of corruption of the people behind it just could not undo the damage. That's why we're talking about Gamergate today. You had, I mean, it's one thing to take a money bribe. It's another to offer to sleep with somebody for a fucking review.
Right.
Like, that's just a fucking racketeer at that point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, and that basically you're having big game companies keep themselves at the top so that new folks can't bring in their ideas. Funny thing is, in a capitalist market, doesn't fucking matter. They'll find a way. Which is why Steam, if Microsoft makes you an offer, don't fucking take it. Please,
no.
do not take the fucking money. Do not.
I am with Oni on this one, please. For the love of God.
I mean, yeah, I'll shit on Steam every once in a while. I call people out for whatever, okay? I get it. But don't let them do that. Steam, you are basically the bastion of independent gamers. You're one of the only you're the best known market for independent gaming developers. Do not abandon them. Years of trust would be undone, and you would crumble if you did that. Please don't fucking take that money. Microsoft is corrupt as fuck. Don't do it. Please. Okay. I'll let it go.
Sanctuary.
That's an excellent movie. I will fucking fight everybody on that one.
Oh, I saw an old photo of me in a dorm room as an RA, and I had one of those folders from a Trapper Keeper. Don't judge me, but it had Esmeralda on it, and I had it on my closet door, and I taped it up there. I had a thing for Esmeralda, which is the funny thing, is because I dated somebody that almost looked exactly like her 4 or 5 years later, and she's actually a gypsy too, so it was weird. Hoop earrings and everything. It was like I was like Esmeralda. I mean Susan. I mean,
she was cool.
She like her.
Character I requested to dress up as when I was a child.
Yeah,
I didn't get a choice in my first Halloween. I was obviously an infant, so I didn't have the vocal capacity to do anything about that. But once I had a brain that functioned, my parents were like, "So, what do you kids want to be for Halloween?" Badger wanted to be Cinderella.
What?
I wanted to be cool. Esmeralda. And
that's awesome.
Our parents were like, "Okay, we have to wash these, please." And we're like, "No." And then our parents were like, "I will fucking fight you. You're going to wash. They're going to get washed, and you are not going to be wearing them because I'm not throwing a child in the washing machine."
Oh no,
it's too expensive. I'm kidding. Yeah. There are some photos. Our parents said we wore the hell out of those costumes, so it works, folks. Halloween is a good holiday. Also, if anyone says it's satanic, they're wrong because it was actually Catholic.
Actually, All Saints Day is Catholic. Halloween is not.
Well, no, because it's All Hallows Eve. It's a series of holidays. So
November 1st is All Saints Day. I know that.
No, but it's All Hallows Eve. That's Halloween. So
All Hallows Eve.
And
but
they used
it
to
wasn't
carve up
called
turnips.
Halloween. It's not Catholic. I don't think it's Catholic.
No, but Hallows Eve, which is what became Halloween because of one pronunciation.
Dia de Muerto.
Okay.
The Irish used to carve turnips.
Catholics just like to turn into vampires. No, werewolves. Sorry.
Yeah, tell everyone that story, Soda, that you told me. Like, this is like a ridiculous Catholic story that you.
But this is a true story. This is not something I've read it. Like there was Catholics about 600 years ago.
I know we're going a little off topic, but this you got to share this with the live because I think it's the craziest shit I've ever heard, and I've been a Catholic my whole life.
So I was reading. I don't know why I was reading on Catholicism, but supposedly 600 years ago in Canada, there was a group of Catholics that they missed Ash. Then they were told they were going to that they were going to turn into werewolves.
Werewolves or vampires?
Werewolves.
Okay.
I'll try to find the link and we can do it one day on the live. Oh, I was like, because I was making fun of my other Catholic friend. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, I mean,
like
there's
Catholic.
A millennial who's actually going to be venerated as a saint.
What? Canonized.
Canonized. Sorry,
that was a pretty good read. I don't know where I found it or what I was.
Probably Wikipedia. Probably.
No, I'm a college teacher. I don't take anything that Wikipedia says seriously.
I'm not saying you should cite Wikipedia as a source, but if you want to go down rabbit holes and just find yourself in the weird part of the internet, Wikipedia is a great way to do that.
It definitely wasn't. I don't even know what I was looking at,
but you didn't know what you were looking for, but it found you.
It found me.
Yeah. He gives me shit about that. I tell my mom that like I'm in the Lagging Out group. I'm considered the religious one. I told her about like I tried to explain to her what D&D was. To my best knowledge what it was, and I was like, oh, what one of our very talented hosts, and she knows who you are by your real name. It's like, sure. Oh, the girl with the mohawk. I'm like, she knows you as the girl with the mohawk.
I mean, there's no one else, so.
Yeah, right. So she was, now I was telling her, I was like, she put me as a paladin, and which is kind of like a priest. So like you is like the one who actually got C's in catechism school, and I was your teacher. And I'm like, yes, mother.
Really?
I was really bad. It's not that she was a bad teacher. I was just a bad student, and so.
Well, you were a child and you had a very short attention span. Sitting for how many hours would you have been sitting there?
45 minutes to an hour, yeah.
Gonna get fucking dry. And let's be honest here, reading the Bible isn't exactly the easiest thing to fucking do, okay? That shit's written like poetry, which is it really interesting to read? Yes. Is it easy to read as a child? Fuck no.
It's like reading Shakespeare. It's very hard to read. And we don't do, like, Catholics don't use the King James Version. We have a thing called, we had the Bible, our Bible is called actually the Good News Bible, which is the belief in the Catholic religion is the truest Bible from the original translation. That is what Catholic theologians believe.
No, that makes sense.
They also believe Jesus is the founder of the Catholic religion. So if you ask Siri on your phone who found the Catholic religion, it'll say Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, I mean that's because originally that was the only form of Christianity. Catholicism was Christianity.
Right.
Why does mine say Scientology?
Not to dog anyone else's religion. I'm saying that's my belief. I'm not forcing. You guys know I don't force my beliefs on anybody as far as I'm concerned. But I'm just saying.
And we're talking historical or dogmatic pieces, depending on who you are. But originally Catholicism was considered the only form of Christianity. Right. And in Ethiopia, they still practice it hard fucking cold. Holy shit.
The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest Bible.
Yeah,
it is considered an African religion.
It's hardcore. Like,
it's hardcore.
You want to know some Catholicism that goes hardcore? Greek Orthodox.
Oh yeah.
Russian Orthodox. Ethiopian. Holy shit. They still build their churches the way they did when Christianity was the new kid on the block and Jesus had just barely left Earth. Like, that's how fucking old school they do.
I think they do the sign of the cross backwards, too. We go left, right, they go right, left, I think.
That might be a cultural thing, too. So, if I were to guess.
Right.
Speaking of more purchases...
There we go.
IGN wasn't the only one on a shopping spree. Nintendo made a purchase as well. Now, you might be wondering, why is Hogwarts Legacy listed? It's kind of old at this point, right?
Right.
Did it ever make it to the Switch? I don't think it ever did.
That's a good question. Give me a second.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
I think it did. I want to say it did.
I kept pushing it back.
Switch. I can spell. I can't spell. I mean, I'm seeing advertisements for it from Target, Best Buy, Amazon for $40.
Maybe it finally did come out.
Maybe.
Yeah, that came out for the Switch. Give me a second.
Had to be in the last couple months.
Yeah, came out in November.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it came out in November for the Switch. So it's relevant because where IGN was purchasing companies that were in journalism but on another continent with region codes and all that shit, Nintendo was shopping around for a company that does ports for games.
Yeah.
So now Nintendo doesn't necessarily have to pay other people to port games for the Switch. They purchased a studio that does that for the Switch.
Nice.
So now they own that whole production line. I mean, maximize profits, own the shit. You know, makes sense to me. So
you know the studio's name, but I can't.
Oh, give me a second. I had it on the tip of my tongue. My goodness gracious. I wanted to make sure I had my phone within reach for this. Shiver Entertainment. Now.
Shiver.
Oh no. Oh
Shiver,
no. Not Shiver.
Shiver Entertainment had been purchased previously by the Embracer Group. Now, we haven't really talked about it too much recently, but you've probably heard the Embracer Group has been divided into 3 very large pieces of pie, which with some serious fucking debt because, well, they didn't get that one Saudi Arabian purchase that they were hoping to make that would have actually funded them for like $2 billion worth of stuff. So they made a lot of fucking payments, and then they wound up not being able to pay very much at all. So they're trying to divvy it up a bit. It's
Shiver
a bit of
Entertainment, another place that I got a rejection letter from.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one of them.
That's why I have like I must be too old. Like they don't just don't
tell
want
me
me.
You're 29.
I should take my like master's degree off and like 10 years of experience off. Because I'm asking for minimum. I'm asking for 70. And I'm not even getting callbacks.
I want you to work for 30 now, man.
Well, we might be able to find you some alternative contacts because I think this, again, very, very bold of me to say.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the companies you're reaching out to, although very well known, also are not in financially great straits as it is. They may be advertising, but I would not put my money on them for the long run.
I told you about Wizards of the Coast, right?
Yeah.
I applied there. And I remember I messaged. I don't know if I talked. We spoke on a live or we did it in a private. But I was saying that I'm like, you told me to be careful.
No, we talked about that on stream. I remember.
Yeah, they're offering a lot of money, like higher than market value for what I do. Like they're the guys chat. They're offering 125, 150 for senior, which is about 20 grand over the standard. So like, there's a reason for that, right, Oni? So like, no one wants to go there.
There's 2 reasons that I can think of, and neither of them are good.
But I didn't care, so I was just like,
no, and you absolutely should still try.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to. Beggars can't be choosy.
Your love affair.
I'll work for Ferguson Brothers cards.
But
you will one day. I'll be millionaire.
Probably.
But with Nintendo making this purchase, I think that was very smart of them.
Yeah.
And would probably at least quicken the pace of some of these ports to the Switch because, as we've seen, it takes a lot of time for them to actually receive a lot of these new games that aren't made by Nintendo itself. So, does that mean they will then port non-Nintendo games or Nintendo games outside of the Switch?
We don't know.
I wouldn't hold a lot of stock to that. I don't think they would do that. I think, one, they're in a position where they don't need to, because most people who have a PlayStation or an Xbox, they usually have a Nintendo product in their house. Two, I think they're going to look out more for their own interests, as they should. As a company, they should. So they're not going to want to port stuff out. They're going to want to port stuff in. So that would be my theory. We'll see what comes of this. So
right.
Nintendo tends to make some pretty good business choices as a whole.
Yeah.
And Soda loves Nintendo.
No. For kids.
It's not for kids.
Well, here's the thing though. That's what they usually market toward, is the family unit, which, especially with conservative Japanese culture, tends to have children in the house. That's their main clientele, and it has worked very well for them because they know their market and they have not abandoned that market. So
right.
That I give them credit for sure.
And they keep what Hero was saying is they keep costs low. People bitch about the technology, but they keep the cost low so that way people on fixed budgets can actually play it, which is a great marketing tool. I don't for people that can't afford these overpriced fucking consoles, because they are actually very overpriced. I mean, all like computers and consoles are overpriced, in my opinion. Oni?
Yeah. Back onto that.
Welcome back, Penguin.
To make it even more appealing to these families, you're using technology that has been tried and true. So not only is it able to keep costs down, it can be it's easy to get a hold of replacement parts. Two, the Switch in and of itself already from the package can be played with 2 players on the same console.
Thank you for the gifted sub.
Regardless of whether you have a TV or not.
Sir.
If you have a TV, then you can put that on the big screen. But you already have 2 controllers for 2 different people. As is. And then you can buy 6 more to connect to the same console. I think it's up to 8 players. At least up to 4, at the very least. On one console. I mean, yes, they had issues with the Joy-Con, especially with the first 2 or 3 years, which they worked on rectifying. People were rightfully pissed off by that. But by thinking of all these details, I mean, you could see the progression of their consoles to the Switch. So, to my knowledge, the Switch hasn't really changed price too much if you're talking about the base model Switch. Not the OLED, none of the other fancy stuff, just the Switch. The PlayStation 5,
your ass as a kid.
The Xbox, whatever they're on. I mean, at some points you couldn't even get a hold of those things, and now they're so expensive, and you still need a TV. Whereas with the Switch, it's like, hey, go play with your sibling, go play with your friend, and you already have a screen right there. Am I saying to sit your child in front of the TV 24/7? No.
Yes.
But you don't need to buy another screen because it already has one. And it's a very nice screen, to my knowledge. And it has a lot of very child-friendly games that most parents aren't going to be worried about their kids looking at, especially in today's
Hitler.
Wow.
So, yeah, Nintendo, I think, did a very good job. And you don't have to like Nintendo to be able to recognize the facts of why they do what they do and why it has sold so well.
Right.
Ling ling.
It works. Oh, my chest hurts. Oh.
Please be careful.
No.
It's a lot. I've been going through a lot of stress.
Yeah, no shit. No one. I'll fight anyone who argues that. Holy crap.
Yeah, my ears. On Monday or Tuesday, my ears started to ring, and I started to get tunnel vision or something.
Yeah, that would be blood pressure, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these are for.
And my mom's like,
blood pressure pills. I'll take one for you now.
Everyone knows my real name. She calls me Joseph because my dad was Joe. And she's like, Joseph. She's like snapping her fingers. I'm like, I'm okay. But I was just like, I go into these like death stares where I'll just like stare and like I'll look at something and then like people are like, what's the matter? I'm like, and I've been doing that a lot lately.
Gotta cheap the
like
JoJo
I caught myself.
out of
This is. I don't mean to like put my, but I actually did this like out of nowhere because I found my father on the ground unconscious, and that's how you're supposed to. I was doing CPR, and that's how you're supposed to grab your wrist, and I was pushing down, and I was like having like flashbacks and shit. They're like, I'm like, see, no one wants to see their father in that state, and I was just like,
nope.
A traumatic experience for me. I'm just like trying to snap myself out of it. It was scary stuff. But anyways, it's weird. Like I believe in that I'm the sensitive one in the family, but yeah, I was like, what? Okay.
Here's the situation.
Okay, here is, I need help with the saying here. Sabaton winged
hussars.
Thank you.
Huzzah.
So this is for all my history buffs. I love you. We're about to have a moment here, folks.
Uh-oh.
Sabaton, please don't strike us. You guys are fucking awesome. Please. Okay, so why am I bringing this up? On top of IGN making some purchases, Nintendo making a purchase, guess who expanded their fucking studio? And guess what logo, what icon they chose? So, one, listen to that song. Go on YouTube, listen to that song. I guarantee you by the end of it, you're going to want to storm Vienna as well to help them out. I don't know what crisis they could be in right now, but I'm sure they have one. So, why do I bring up that song? Why did I request Badger bring up that glorious song? Because Larian Studios opened a studio in Warsaw, Poland.
Wow.
And as you can see, they don't have the traditional Larian Studios from Belgium logo.
No.
Which Belgium, they have had serious badass moments in history too. Well, Poland really went through the ringer in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. And there was a very difficult climb up after that. And to see them doing so well warms my cold, dead heart. Well, to fit with the theme of a medieval warrior, as you see in the original Larian Studios from Belgium, they decided to go to their homeland and find the most badass warriors that they could.
Right.
So they chose the Winged Hussars, who were a mounted unit back in the day.
You said unit.
And they had on their backs, as implied, what looked like wings. They had two posts that were mounted to their backs with feathers. And when they would ride on horseback, the sound of the posts in the mounts while they rode would amplify the sound. So even if you had only a few men on horseback, it sounded like a fucking platoon on horseback. And the Winged Hussars are especially well known because there was a siege of Vienna a few times. But this one in particular, shit was getting real bad. Vienna was being cut off from the rest of the world with food, with, water. The invading forces were going through and basically prepping to blow shit up, to make it worse. So they couldn't really call for help. But at the last moment in the nick of time, over the mountains, the Winged Hussars came and saved Vienna. There are a few legends about what happened to that. Some people say that's where the croissant came from. More than likely not. But it's it's a nice thought, at least. But yeah, Poland coming in to do some badass shit. Yeah, they've got a history of that. Fun fact, they were also a country that openly welcomed Jews during the Black Plague that we talk about when we talk about the Black Plague, because lo and behold, a lot of people were blaming the Jews for the Black Plague for reasons. So
they get blamed for everything.
Yeah, even though it was fucking fault for killing all the cats. But anyways, So the Jews were displaced again, and Poland, being an independent country of their own, were like, "Hey, come here. We'll open our doors to you. You know, you want a home? We'll come here and make our home yours." If you look at maps, there's a suspicious area that doesn't have Black Plague in it. It's called Poland because the Jews also brought with them hygiene and sanitation, which helped keep the Black Plague away. Who would have thought? See, thank you, Magma. Angels of death. Because if they're coming for you, you better hope and pray they're coming to save you, because if not, you are going to fucking die.
Bitch.
Emotional damage.
Come at me, I fucking dare you.
Seeing Larian Studios. So in the wake of all these developers firing people, shutting people down, all this shit, Larian Studios is opening a studio. And they opened it in Poland, which I'll put a pin in that.
Poland's not known for being a smart country.
Since when? They are fucking...
Remember in the 80s, Soda, when he's like, "Oh, don't be a Polak." Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, that's a Polish thing. It was a thing in the 80s, but
but they were also under Soviet jurisdiction at the time.
Yeah. I never mind. That went over like a lead balloon.
But to see them opening a studio in a time when
they're stupid for
shutting down or whatever, I think is fantastic. I really appreciate that they wanted an icon of Poland as their logo.
Right.
As historical, that has cultural and patriotic significance to them. That I think is so fucking badass. And that, to me, shows that they have a deep respect and love for that country as well, for those people, which I think will carry them far. I'm just saying, they already have slated for that studio in particular, they're already beginning development on 2 games. I'm just putting it out there. Be very interesting to see if The Witcher wound up being on their roster of things to take care of. Given their success with Baldur's Gate 3, given that Divinity is now getting some love as well because people are saying, "Oh shit, that's really cool."
Yeah.
But I'm also putting this out there because there's been a lot of news about this recently. Because of their proximity now to other countries, some of these studios in Europe tend to kind of actually play pretty closely together. If maybe they were working alongside Creative Assembly on some as yet announced IPs that we kind of guess are going to happen. Creative Assembly, if I recall, is based in the UK, I think. Don't quote me on that. They're known for the Total War games. They're also known for the Total War Warhammer games, which they're trying to milk every last cent from because Total War Pharaoh didn't really go over very well. They're trying to rectify that too. Allegedly, they're working on a Star Wars game.
Yeah, that's the I'm not sure if it's a Republic game.
That's the thing, they don't know. That this is completely in theory. No one knows anything about it besides
backstory
sources
between
say
Darth Jar Jar.
Here's my thing with our luck, it'll be a sequel trilogy game. But in my opinion, square away the games you already have out before you go and blab about a new project, please. Please. You're holding on by a thread, Creative Assembly. Please don't fuck this up, okay?
Right.
You have a very long history. Don't let it end in ash, okay? So yeah, I know, Magma. I'm trying so fucking hard to not be a negative Nancy here, okay?
You gotta stick to what you're good at, though.
I know, but when you have Larian Studios doing so well, you try to have a little faith with some of these companies. Larian, you are basically like the gold star at this point. Well, I mean, yeah. I thought Creative Assembly though was told Total War Warhammer 3 was the last time they're doing it. Did they get like a re-up on their contract or some shit? I know there were a bajillion video games announced for Warhammer. So we'll see how this goes. Because they pissed off their crowd by increasing prices for their miniatures. A game that was already expensive. Yeah, that inflation. Do I want to eat this month or would I rather buy miniatures?
Right.
Food, please. Choose the food. You can easily find modded pieces or old kits on eBay. Don't buy some of this new shit, please.
You know they charge you $79 to sell a car on eBay?
It's actually probably plus the 12%.
Oh, is it?
I'm guessing.
I tried putting a car on there and it they charged me like eBay just it's a good place to buy stuff, but the post stuff like that, man, it's crazy expensive.
With vehicles, that might be one of the take it with a grain of salt because I'm almost never on it's been at least a year since I was on Facebook last. That might be the one time where I'm actually going on like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I posted on Craigslist. If anyone wants a 2012 Dodge Journey, let me know. 36,000 miles.
Yeah,
asking
eBay
for 10,000.
If you were to sell it for parts, I would choose eBay. But if the vehicle's in really good condition, especially since you just said it's barely 36,000 miles,
yeah,
I wouldn't recommend eBay. And
yeah, I'm not doing it either. But anyways,
I only recently made a purchase on eBay. It wasn't for me. I'm just glad it fucking arrived. Okay, like I don't trust eBay very much. Very, very, very little. So. But yay, Larian Studios having more good news.
Yay.
Hooray. At least there's some good news in the gaming sphere. Fucking difficult to find. Holy shit.
Crazy. Does anyone want to hear the trivia question? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oni, would you like to do the pleasure? You haven't been talking a lot today, so. I saw it's a Nightcrawler question, so I know you probably wanted.
This is too easy. Too easy. Who is Kurt Nightcrawler Wagner's mother in X-Men 97? A. Mystique, B. Jean Grey, or C. Emma Frost?
Emma Frost.
Fun fact: 2 of those characters are telepaths, and that's not even their only ability.
I dated a girl. Her name could have been Emma Frost because she was a cold-hearted bitch.
Emma Frost's nickname in the comics is the Ice Queen.
Oh, I was thinking of Emma Stone.
Yeah, so
you think of Amber Heard.
Everyone knows Mystique's abilities are shape-changing on a molecular level, and she has lived a very long life. Jean Grey is both a telepath and a telekinetic, which is incredibly rare. And then also on top of that, gains the Phoenix Force. And then Emma Frost has the ability of telepathy, but also has the ability to turn her entire body into diamond for a short amount of time.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in the movie.
Sexy.
I mean, when do you get a girl that turns herself into a diamond, you know? Just saying.
Well, here's the thing. Diamond has perfect cleavage, and before you make any jokes about her breasts, remember perfect cleavage means it just shatters. Also, diamond is just a piece of carbon, so.
Yeah, it under pressure.
It's hard as rock.
Pressure.
Giggity.
Now, if a guy had made of diamonds, that'd be a whole different story.
That might hurt.
Gross. So this is fucking crazy, but this is kind of a card thing. Oh, we got it.
I shot him again this week, by the way.
Astarion says,
of course
hello.
you did.
He didn't say anything different, so I won't get to.
Of course not. He's just sick of your shit at this point.
Yeah, he's definitely sick of my shit. Bastard.
So this is something. If you guys don't know, Soda has a card store, and he does a lot of breaking on his own website and does a bunch of stuff like that. So this is something that might pique your interest, Soda.
Yeah, this has.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say this definitely has. I read about it a couple weeks ago. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Apparently, GameStop is now buying and selling cards of all sorts. whether it being Pokemon or sports cards.
I didn't read those sports cards. I knew they were doing TCGs. I'll have to look into sports cards.
I think they're doing sports cards too. I think we were talking about that on Wednesday. But apparently the value of all the cards this one dude turned in was like $280 or something to that effect.
Oh no, that's rather generous.
And they sold GameStop bought them for like 150 or something like that, which is ridiculous.
Shocked usually, they gave him that much.
Yeah, like they gave it some more.
Would you like the real numbers that this one says?
Yeah, give me the real numbers here because I don't have them in my notes.
Now this
I'd like to hear this.
This is Kotaku, so
yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt, okay. Pokemon YouTuber gets went to GameStop with $328 worth of cards, and from GameStop got $157.
Yeah, I was going to say that's usually how most of us retailers, resellers, should I say, do. People are like, I got a card that's worth $100. I was like, well, I'll give you 50. They're like, well, it sells for 100 on eBay. Well, you forget when you have an eBay store, 13%. You
gotta pay the middleman.
Another 13% for, whatever fees. So you ended up 20% already off the top. And then you're like, I got to make my money. I might sit around. And that's, I mean, I'm just thinking about when GameStop bought games for 50 cents and shit,
Yeah.
And this is kind of gonna, I hope not, but it could jack up the theft of cards because think of a bunch of thugs that know about this, know about the value of some cards. They've already been robbing a lot of stores lately. Go get some PSA 10 Charizard, taking a $10,000 card, even if they give them $2,000 for it, they're gonna be happy. You know what I mean? They're fucking thugs. So, but they would die if I took my collection. They would just fucking be like, what? But I'd also laugh when they gave me the offer, I'm sure. So.
And then also, I think some of these folks forget, you can say these cards are worth XYZ until you sell it, as in somebody actually transfers money from their hands to yours and you give them the goods. They aren't worth anything.
Yeah, and most resellers are really smart. I've had people, oh, these cards are worth $2,000. I'll look every one of them up. I'm like, no, your cards are worth like $800. I'll give you 400. And they're like, what the fuck are you thinking we're gonna rip them off? But that's just how the market works. Like,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And with this
when you bought my car, I was gonna put all my 80s Topps baseball cards in the back just to give them to you, so you could have to go through them.
And sadly, I probably wouldn't and put them right out on the corner.
Use them for kindling.
Or put them on eBay. 10,087 junk cards for,
I have some, I got the 87 set's actually worth the most out of my collection, but I have all the Topps traded ones. Those are the ones that are worth money. I kept the smaller sets. Those are actually worth money now. So.
But, yeah, and another thing, every graded card has a serial number on it. So they literally just came out. The FBI found some guys were $2 million worth of fake slabs today. So they were taking, for example, an original Charizard that was a PSA 8, breaking it out of that case, making a fake case, putting in a PSA 10. So the difference between a PSA 8 and 10 is fucking huge. They were making millions of dollars. The FBI.
When you rate those cards, you said they could be drunk or something or having a bad day and give a bad rating.
Yeah, the PSA, BGS, it just say you went to go work for PSA. You're just like, oh, this card looks good. And PSA 10, somebody calls and piss you off. Guess what? PSA 5, 4.
Oh, God. So, it's like, oh, you cheated on your wife? That's a rated 1.
Yeah, there's a whole video where a guy did. He's like, one of these dudes could have just got out of jail because they don't pay enough. And, he might be happy because he has a job. You're going to get 10s on everything. And then you might get Bob over there who's you know, wife cheated on him with his best friend, and you're gonna get 5 yeah. Original cards. Yeah, that needs to be graded.
So Badger and I remember back in my day.
Back in my day.
Pokemon cards being sold at the local 7-Eleven in gym leader boxes.
Wow.
So and look, when I was growing up, where was it? Oh my gosh, I know I had one of them. Where's that motherfucker? Maybe I don't have one. Dark types had just been introduced. Okay, so like, the way they did it back in the day was they had like this is what happens when you're short, folks. And don't use a seat. You had like water types. You had electric.
Show and tell tonight from Oni.
Fighting, psychic, grass, fire. Dark type. There's also colorless.
I have one on my Instagram that's $5,000.
So they also had like basically like colorless, which was for like normal type Pokemon or attacks. From what I gathered, when I was in the Marine Corps, some of the Marines we were all looking up the quality of our cards and stuff. This is probably the most valuable card I own currently. Is Brock in holographic. But Pokemon was cool because they had Rocket edition cards. They had everything from like Brock's Vulpix to Blaine's Vulpix. They had Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu. I mean, like, this was back in the day when some of this art got just really cool, okay? Some of this art is legendary. And before you ask, Oni, do you have Girafarig? One of my favorites though is Dark Arbok because that bitch is silver and it looks fucking amazing. And of course, me being a huge ass fan of snakes, I could have sworn I had Girafarig up in here. Where would I have put that? Well, these are the normal type Pokemon. Oh, there's my Machamp. Yeah, that's a big ass motherfucker. Well, I can't find Girafarig for some reason. But we
Best place for you guys, if you ever want to check the prices on any of your Pokemon's trading card games, go to what the fuck is that site?
Star City Games?
No, it's a TCG.
Oh yeah. So
players, I believe, .com. And you literally can type in I have a 1992 Pikachu and it'll tell you how much it's worth.
1992 Pikachu?
I'm just throwing numbers. I don't not Pokemon.
Okay. I found my Girafarig. Look at my little Girafarig. One of them looks like a toy. It's so cute. Hello. Back in the day when Johto was new, with Japanese cards as well, Houndoom and Hounder were, the boss at that time. When they used to release Pokemon cards in the movies. Yeah,
those promos are worth money.
Yeah, those promos were promos. Oh, that was just so cool. Back when cards were cool, but I never got them graded because I never knew what grading was when it came to cards like that.
And now Pokemon is pulling magic. They're putting worthless sets out every fucking 3 months.
Yeah, from what I've heard, they've really tanked their sales too. Same.
Yeah.
And then
they're raising the prices to the wholesalers, but the prices are going down. So $5 a box is not worth fucking trouble, I mean, you go make I guess if you can sell 10,000 a month, $5 is good, but apparently there's some big places out there that sell a shitload of Pokemon. I'm not one of them.
God, so you don't want to catch them all?
I don't. Now, if somebody walked up and said, "Here's a bunch of, original Charizards," I'm like, yeah, I'll take them all. I'm not going to turn down money. So,
right.
Or if somebody wants me to sell their cards, I actually had a guy that came into my stream was saying I collect, vintage Pokemon. I'm like, fuck, that's the wrong thing for me. So. But I am interested to see how this plays out because
yes,
they can make a shitload of money. That could really drive GameStop's monetary value.
And now their stock will go up again, and then they'll short sell.
Right.
Like they did.
We're gonna check back in on this in a couple of months. In fact, I might
definitely.
I'll get a GoPro and go down to our GameStop and take my $5,000 Wimby and be like, "How much you give me for this? $100. Fuck off."
Fucking do it.
You guys are interested in my cards and shit. I have my Instagram, Ferguson Brother Cards, so you'll throw me a follow on there.
Yep. He's going to be the official sponsor for something.
Someday. I actually have a sponsor on my home school baseball field. We have a nice big sign out there.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Just a reminder, this is our trivia question. Who is Kurt Nightcrawler Wagner's mother in X-Men 97? Mystique, Jean Grey, or Emma Frost?
Emma Stone.
Hey, it's me upside down.
By the way, if
Spider-Man dropped her, fucking dick.
If anyone can name Raven's real name, or Mystique's real name, first and last name.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's hard. I don't know that, but I don't know a lot of X-Men stuff. I know I'm a casual. I'll be the first to say it.
When we go through the answer, I'll let you know.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So I stumbled upon this being a subscriber of Variety Magazine. Don't ask me why. But
why?
Because I'm part of the Visual Effects Society, and I get Animation Magazine, and I get Variety Magazine, and I get VFX Quarterly to see the trending, and I get online stuff here, and eventually, apparently, Variety is actually getting out of, I guess, movie stuff, so they want to do State of the Gaming. This is a little bit dated, but I don't know why I got it in the email this week in May, but they did a whole State of the Gaming, and it's no joke. I think it's about 20 pages. They were talking about everything, basically what we talked about in 30 seconds that they obliviated in 20-something pages.
They stole our shit.
Yeah, so it's fucking retarded.
Bastard.
Retarded, sorry. They're talking about, guess what they're talking about? Layoffs. Oh, the layoffs in the gaming industry. Wow. Shocker. They're talking about certain things like Unity Technologies announced 1,800 job cuts in January, which will will make the company shrink to 25%. I think we talked about Unity Technologies. I'm not sure. They also talked about Amazon and more layoffs on Twitch. While League of Legends, Riot Games announced its own cuts, totaling 500 later in the month. Later in January, Microsoft announced 1,900 cuts in Activision Blizzard. We already talked about that.
What was the League of Legends cuts?
League of Legends, Riot Games.
Yeah, how many?
500.
Good Lord, they're not really a big company.
No.
Yeah.
And they were, no.
They all suck anyway.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's see. Here's one. Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox just in 3 months after its $69 billion deal to acquire the former closed. So the new round of layoffs comes. The Microsoft reduced the headcount by 10,000 across the entire company. So all they're doing is talking about layoffs. And all the doom and gloom weren't promising fronts games late in the industry. Difficult 2023. Hollywood. Let's see. They're talking about strikes. This is basically they're watching our show. So every fucking topic that we've done in the last 6 months, they put it into one article. So
forgot the silver lining. They forgot to uplift the small independent creators, the
scrolling
small
now.
developers.
Yeah, they talked about Hogwarts Legacy. We already talked about that.
Right.
Let's see.
I was there when it was written.
It's fucking stupid. Okay, it's not 25 pages. I thought it was like a huge thing, but they're talking about all the doom and gloom. It's basically just us on a bad day,
right?
Talking about shit. It's a fucking joke, dude. I'm like, come on, Variety. Like you do movie industry stuff, and you have one guy that plays, I don't know, he plays fucking Madden once a week, and you write an article. Do better. Who wrote this abortion? Carrie Erikstein. See, it's spelled Caare, and then Erikstein, Eriksen. Now, it makes it look like that they pulled all these from gaming sites because that's how everyone does it. Oh, here's a call. I saw Call of Duty. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, even within core game spaces, its synergy with Hollywood as it's is tight as ever. Warner Brothers' Hogwarts Legacy, a game set 100 years before the events of its signature Harry Potter film series, closed out 2023 as the #1 best-selling game title that typically goes to a new annual releases for Call of Duty each year.
Imagine that.
Wow. Like, tell us something we don't fucking know. It's kind of like they're trying to pander, but they're not giving information that we don't already know.
And they're doing it in a really hoity-toity way, too.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look, everything's turning to shit, and not one mention of indie studios. If you're going to write an article, I think you just need one paragraph to say indie studios like Larian Studios, have resurrected the gaming market and gave AAA studios a run for their money. I mean, that's all you really have to say in a paragraph. That's it. I don't understand. Like, come on. Like, this is why I throw out Variety every time it comes to my fucking mailbox. It's like, because the articles all read like this. It's just obnoxious and nothing but advertisements. But
I mean, it also sounds like they're denigrating video games as an industry. It's like, well, you're not in the movies industry, so you're not on the inside. And it's like,
right.
Why would I want to be in with you guys? I'm seeing from the outside things I don't want to be ever be a part of on the inside. Why would I be jealous of that?
Right.
You had how many strikes in the last 2 years? How many of the strikes actually went well? How many of the strikes did you basically deny because, oh, well, we can placate them with a little bit of this? How many times did you basically shut down your own fucking industries and yet still be able to feed some of your fat fucks up there because they're the ones getting fat over, basically. So, I mean, I don't use this term lightly. Arguably almost slave wages at this point. Because of where they live to work where they work, you expect top quality for bare minimum pay in a place that you can't fucking live there. And it's unsafe because they're letting shit fall to disarray. Who would want to fucking live in Hollywood? Oh, wait, nobody. Nobody who doesn't live in an ivory tower would want to live there. People who live in their special little neighborhoods, their own policing, they all look the same. They all have the same ideals or standards, live together. They can live their little utopian area and judge all the plebs who work for them, and they can forget that they exist. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Variety is not very well written. It's one thing to have errors and mistakes. It's another to just not have any form of character or quality in the content of the writing. If it's that soulless that really anyone could have written it, that's really sad. It would be one thing to say, hey, look, this is going to be dry because this is a report of the numbers. Dry. And then it's like,
state of the gaming.
But now
sucks. Thank you. Here you go.
Now that we got through the painful numbers, let's do a breakdown what that really means. What did that look like? What did that feel like to the people working those industries? It seems like Variety is basically bought and paid for, kind of like IGN. So,
yeah, they've been around a while, and the magazines are obnoxiously huge.
Huge.
They're like bigger than regular magazines. They're like almost like newspaper magazines.
Even Nat Geo was a small magazine.
Yeah. That's like
like
a quarter
Geo.
size. This is like 20% bigger than a regular size magazine. Like I hate reading it because it's a giant pain in the ass.
Pain in my
just
ass.
You have to. It's like a fucking newspaper. Only it's like you're going through it like a newspaper. It's just like ugh.
I am not that fucking interested in most industries to be able to want to do that shit. Put it on a regular size magazine or shrink it down. Don't fucking do that. That's just so fucking pretentious. You could argue with a fashion magazine or style magazine. You're doing it and you need a little bit more space to be able to zoom in physically with your face and eyes and point out different details. I could buy that. But National Geographic for hundreds of years now has, at least for the last several decades, remained consistent with the size of their magazine, and they still have great quality in terms of images. I know the writing is kind of I mean, it's Nat Geo. It's like this is the National Geographic, the world, the people, the things of yonder.
Boobies.
But
yeah, that's when I first saw them too. Yeah, like the Africans. Yeah.
Those were gold to us when we were 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Hey, we're learning, Mom.
It makes sense. They were trying to capture the world as it is in that moment. Unfortunately, politics have gotten involved in a lot of it today, from what I've heard. But we're like gonna let that go.
And of course, if Chief's like me and had to take a new drawing class, then you realize, oh, they're just people.
I need reference, yeah.
Like just people.
One of our first models, he looked like Popeye's dad, Pappy.
Oh yeah.
He actually had the hat and everything. And he was like the first model. He looked like he was 75 years old. And he's like, he'd get up there, he stripped down and he posed. He'd go, boom. Like he would like actually jump into pose.
Gun show.
And then it like would swing back and forth and come to a stop.
Wow.
Ironically, his name was Dick.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a very traumatic experience, Oni. Like that was my first.
Well, see, I had a fucking roommate, when we're doing these classes, would walk in. He's like, holy shit, she's fine. I'm like, dude, it's art. It's not porn. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
We had a model and she was like the perfect figure. Like she was like 7.5 heads high, like we were taught. And she was a ginger and I don't know what her real name was, but we called her Fire Crotch. And I think if it wasn't my sophomore or junior year, she stopped being a nude model and was one of the librarians. So you'd walk into the library and she was there. And you're just like, hi, I'm looking for this book. And like, you're looking at her as like, I drew you naked as a freshman. And it's kind of a awkward experience going into there and like knowing what the librarian looks naked. It's just like, I'm looking for the sound effects CD fully.
And then
like,
the fact that she's a librarian, you're just like, I got to go back to my room real quick.
What's that? Oh my god! I have to go back to my dorm room real quick.
That's what I said.
Oh my god! I thought you really were going to do that. I'm like, I'll be back real quick. I'm like, what?
No.
No, but it's such a weird college experience. Like it was just so not off-putting, but
I think that would be weird. All mine were online, so I have to worry about meeting him in real life.
My grad school figure models were good.
And then they started.
I learned a different way to draw there. It was like my teacher was very analytical for anchor points and stuff. My freshman year, I was like 18. He's like, nah, just do it like this and do it like that. It's like, oh, your stuff, Joe, your stuff's wacky. It's insane. Let's like you tell me about my drawings. Like that's supposed to be wacky and insane. Of
course, was it the Art Institute? Yeah, I think they tried to save money and started giving us those posable nude model DVD CDs.
There's something to be said to like do figure drawing classes with a live model. They do actually do that in Orlando. A lot of former Disney animators go out there. And,
I know a lot of.
They actually pay for the model, and what they'll do is like they'll have a figure drawing session for a couple of hours one night a week, and all of them chip in and pay for the model, and they draw.
Mm-hmm.
just to keep their skills up. I know that sounds weird to people, but like they do it all the time. Their Legacy Animation Studios, which was when MGM Animation Studios closed.
Yeah.
These Disney animators actually went there, and like sometimes they would actually rent out like lions and shit, but not like just animals, you know, just like regular animals, and draw animals for figure work too.
I would draw her as a new model.
I guess. Looks like she needs to change her oil every 3,000 miles, and she got like an android or something.
Penguin.
Chieftain walks into the library and says, "I'm hard, and I mean I'm looking for a hardcover book called
Fire Crotch." Huh?
Yeah.
Ginger City.
I mean that's what she was called. I mean I don't remember her real name. Everyone, even the girls, called her Fire Crotch. I mean, it was the early 90s. You had the landing strip back then. What do you want from me? So, but anyways, please don't rent or otherwise procure humans or animals to draw. No, they're actually loans.
No, they have the allowance. They're allowed. They have the proper channels.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Don't LARP as a Disney princess thinking you're going to be able to tell the big bad lion where to sit.
Whoa.
Right. I mean, like Disney actually did that. They actually had. They went through legal channels, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I was trying to do an animation for a ferret, I went to a pet shop and actually went there and had a ferret and recorded it and drew it and that sort of thing to get the motion of the ferret. Because my animation was a ferret chasing a ball. So
right.
I need to get reference. I can't do that from memory. No one can do that from memory. It's impossible.
Unless you live with ferrets all the time and you're used to ermine and weasel type animals.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was telling my students today. And like, he's doing a walk cycle and he's copying and pasting the chest of the character to the run cycle. I go, don't do that. He's like, why? It's a cycle. I'm like, you need to know how to draw that.
Yeah.
I go, you're just depriving yourself of your education. I go, how do you think I do things so quickly? It's like, because I drew it over and over and over and over. And then when I was tired of it, I did it some more. So you can't just copy, like every student wants to copy and paste. I go, if you don't want to do animation, then you shouldn't be taking a class with me because you don't want to put the work in.
Yeah.
And I tell them if animation was easy, everyone would do it.
Right.
And it's not, and they don't want to put, they see what they see on TV and they want to get done as quickly as possible, regardless of anything. Holy shit, what's up, Princess Jamie? Princess Jamie's here?
What? She actually came into Discord the other night. We were fucking, I was like, who the hell is, oh, wait.
Yeah, Jamie's here. Yeah, I hope your stream went well, Jamie. I know you were streaming. You're back streaming, so make sure you check her out. Rogue Penguin. I think they should do like a dual stream or something. That'd be fun to watch. Yeah. That'd be. They're both like very entertaining ladies, so it's very fun to watch them. I just wanted to see if Chieftain wanted to hang out this weekend. Oh, wow, nice. It was a fail when you only have like 1,000 people watching.
Right? Yeah. Shit.
Oh, like it went awful. Oh, okay.
She fell in the lava the other night.
I every time I'm in Jamie or Penguin's
finish that
lives,
quickly.
They're always very good. So all your equipment I have no idea what you're going through.
that has never ever happened on Laggin Out.
Never.
Especially on a stream. Oh no, everything always works at peak performance as expected and planned.
Right. Don't worry, Jamie. 2 of my programs actually both crapped out. It was my Streamlabs crapped out and my Zoom crapped out. Like they both failed. And then I was trying to get my my mixer, my XLR mixer, and that failed on me. Wow. So like none of my sound effects were working, none of my shots were working. My Stream Deck was like, I had to reboot everything. It was like a whole 10-minute thing. I totally get it. I had to cry it off for like 10. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta cry off. If you become part of the Lagging Out network, you can stream on ours once a week, and we can actually do something bigger and create this empire that you were talking about. Facebook. Like we create this huge empire. Like a ugly Kim Kardashian cry. Oh no.
Hey, don't do yourself dirty like that. You are infinitely better quality than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, you actually have values.
Yeah.
So
and a personality.
Yeah, and congratulations on your recent change in your life. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention it, but congratulations.
Yay. Or boo, another woman off the market. I mean, something like that.
You can say it in the chat, and I can say it out loud if you wanted to. But yeah, very good. Like we were talking, like Jamie and I text all the time, and so does Penguin and I. It's like we all like chat and stuff to see how everyone's doing, their mental state, make sure everyone's okay. But I appreciate all the prayers and everything. You missed it, Jamie. I told everybody that my father passed away, and then I got a sign from my prayer last night where the phone wouldn't stop ringing. It was like a constant ring. It was my dad letting me know he was okay. So on the other side, in the better place, probably playing baseball. And
he'd been calling from the mothership.
No, he's probably playing baseball up there with my uncle and stuff, or umpiring a game with like Ty Cobb or something. So yeah, but when you go, our belief is like when you go to heaven, you're always you come back to the body at the prime of your life. So he's probably in his 20s now, no pain in his back or anything that sort of thing. So he's all good to go. So still hard, but yeah. So here we go on our next topic, because we're so happy that all our friends are in our chat here. We love entertaining our friends here. But no more censorship. No more censorship. Hooray!
Yay!
Yay! No more censorship. It's going to be like Amsterdam.
Yeah, actually, I think they kind of censor now.
Okay, so what's the context here, guys? I completely forgot about this topic. See, I forgot when I forgot to read. So,
do you remember when Stellar Blade, because of Sony being a fucking buzzkill, was like, yeah, right. We can't allow a lot of these looks on yeah. They undid it because they realized it was a bad fucking idea.
Right. So they were trying to censor all the basically they don't like attractive women in their games and that sort of thing. And Oni made like really great point last week about this. Thank you for sending that to Jamie. Soda, thank you for that.
Welcome.
But yeah, Oni articulated it was 2 weeks ago. It's 2 weeks ago, right? She articulated it, so 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably. She was saying it's like they're unrealistic body types, but it's a video game, and you shouldn't get mad about this sort of thing. And the gaming community was kicking back and saying, well, this is stupid. Like, why don't you keep it like that? It's fine to have all different types of shapes and sizes. But if it's an unrealistic body type, people understand that you can't get to that body type. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I mean, I wish I looked like He-Man with six pack abs and like ripped chest, shredded body and everything like that, like my buddy Mark Rienzo.
Oh, there you're gonna say Soda.
Disney. He was a Disney supervisor, and he was also a model before that. He's 48 years old. He's fucking shredded. He's like, they have daily votes on Men's Health. So he's like, oh, please vote for me. And the guy's got like a 6-pack. He's almost 50. I'm like, I fucking hate you, Mark.
Right.
He's like, that's the guy who said I look like the dude from in the subway from Ghost. Like, this is my subway. That's the guy who made that comment. He had like really long hair in college, but he lost all his hair.
Oh.
But at least I still have mine. Haha. But
he's going with the bald is beautiful look.
Yeah, and of course he's got a perfectly shaped skull, right? So
what the fuck?
I didn't say head because you were gonna laugh at that regardless. So fuck you, Soda.
Shave that head, guys.
But yeah, good looking guy. But yeah, I would usually pick the female character in Stellar Blade, and they actually listened to the people because they were getting all fucking pissed. So they had to actually buckle in, right, Oni?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Because also Hellblade 2 or Helldivers 2, same thing. Sony decided to stick their fucking nose in where it didn't belong.
Right.
For a different type of censorship reason. And it went about as well as can be fucking expected. Except the Helldivers 2 community is fucking memeing on it still, which I salute that. But with Stellar Blade, like with Helldivers 2, you know, it's basically trash talk, bug killing motherfuckers in space. Which
right.
It's great. Stellar Blade, it's like it's dealing with, you know, beautiful technology versus ugly technology. You know, and there's gonna be, yes, there's the visual aspect of it, but then there's also gonna be like that underlying meaning to it. But the model that they based Eve off of looked really fucking similar to Eve's character model. Like there were a few tweaks that are super common, especially in South Korea, because that's just the look they find very, very attractive, kind of like anime in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's that unrealistic. And again, it's a video game. Okay?
Right.
It's not the video game's fault I look like I got hit by a truck. That's just, some of us just don't win, okay? And you know what? That's okay. That's the fun part of video games. You can be literally anybody else. But don't suck the fun out of it for everybody. That's just, if you don't like that, just don't fucking play it. Don't play the game.
Right?
Free market. We're not forcing it in your Steam party or anything. Just don't buy it. So thank you, Sony, for once getting your head out of your ass. Now, if you keep doing that, that would be great. But I have zero faith in you, especially because now you have two new, what was it, CEOs or presidents of PlayStation. This should be going
PlayStation.
This will go so well. I'm so excited. So I'm glad that the censorship on Stellar Blade is over. Hero said that when he was playing it, he didn't notice anything wrong, so that's good. I would still like to propose that for October, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, gamers buy video games and play video games and stream video games that feature female characters, in particular those with jiggle physics. As much as I personally find jiggle physics annoying, this is the one time where I would say marketing is in your favor.
Right. I have natural jiggle physics.
Me too.
Unfortunately.
I mean, technically, everybody's got at least a little bit. Okay? You know,
that's true.
We're not made of solid steel.
Right. Like I was talking with somebody, and we're like, I'm putting on weight. I'm like, yeah, me too, but I'm losing it from the stress. I won't say who I was speaking with, but we were like, it's a bitch getting older. It's a lot harder to get the weight off.
Oh.
So yeah. Maybe I think I spoke to a couple of people, Jamie. It might have been you. I think I spoke to a couple of people, I think you being one. So Jamie outs herself. I was trying to keep it anonymous, Jamie, because you don't talk about ladies' ages or weights. So I didn't want to out you.
Also, I'm sure you're still just as gorgeous as I remember seeing you last time.
She is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. And Oni, she does not stop talking about it. It's like, Oni is so beautiful. Tell her I said hello, like Instagram all the time.
Princess Jamie, I will not allow you to speak to my friend Princess Jamie that way. You are not a fat ass.
No, she's not. She still looks great. I don't know.
You be good to yourself.
Yeah,
I do appreciate
she's good people. So I mean, it's great. It's like the shitty part, Jamie, is like Ozempic is not covered by my insurance. It's like $1,000. That you can drop like 15 pounds with that stuff, and
be careful, please.
You can't. I don't qualify. Like I'm not paying $1,000 a month for.
No. It's not. It's not even just about that. Ozempic's currently in a lawsuit right now and under investigation because one of the major side effects that has been, let's just say, more commonly seen than is probably good or safe is acute gallbladder disease.
Wow.
It's not always permanent, but gallbladder issues, not good. Would not recommend. So yeah, just be careful. It has definitely been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, not a good.
Please Please see your medical provider for any questions. I am not your doctor. I am not a doctor. I do not want to be a doctor. I'm just sharing what I've heard, and I just want people to make informed decisions about their bodies and their.
Yeah, my mom and I have to figure out some weight loss stuff, so I was trying to look that stuff up for her and me because she can't really move around, and I can, so like my solution might be different. So.
Well, and also, your age and you being a man, her age, her being a woman, that's going to be very different.
It's different, yeah, very different, so. Yeah. You know, I'm pre-diabetic and all that stuff, and so I start to shake a little bit when my blood sugar is low. I'm like, oh, but I'm good now. I had like a couple of slices of pizza just to have something. I had chicken salad for lunch, and then I had like 3 slices of small slices of pizza. But yeah,
the power of pizza.
Yes, like Friday's my cheat day, but I haven't worked out all week just from the anxiety,
stress, and work.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I gave everybody all the information that they needed for that stuff. But make sure you check us out on Laggin_out. Actually, no clips have been run today for some reason. I couldn't find anything that we could use. And some days are like that. Some days we get like 50. Sometimes we get none.
Yes. There's only so much you can clip of me completely going ham about, oh my gosh, look at this thing that I really love so much.
Well,
there's only so much people can listen to that. Okay.
I mean, everyone's like that though. So it's like, I do the same thing. Like when I don't pay attention to something, that apparently gets like 1,000 views. How do you feel, Chief? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. That gets 1,000 views.
I definitely like that one.
Ratatouille is like, if I don't put it in my mouth, I don't swallow. That's gonna get like 10,000 views. So like I cut it in I rotated the cut, so that's the first thing you say, and then the context comes later, just to get people to watch it, and then they realize, oh, it's not that she's talking about Ratatouille.
I can listen to that all
and they're going to agree that actor and character was really good.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
yeah.
But you might notice if you follow me on TikTok, Chieftain XI or Lagging Out, it's the same footage. So make sure you get Laggin_out, but we can't go live on there yet. But maybe I will go live on TikTok on there as well. But make sure you check us out there and hit a follow. Maybe get it to 1,000 viewers so we can do lives. But yeah, let's take a look here. So let's see. We wish the victims and their families healing artists impacted worked on titles such as Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid's Free, Violent Evergarden, K-On! A Silent Voice, planned a full metal pack of Sound Emporium, and more. So this is the part where I kind of zoned out at the meeting. I don't know the context. And
okay.
I was in and out of consciousness of this one because I was editing. So I'll just put it in the chat.
On the screen right now are actually characters, main characters or the named characters of each series that was just listed. So Toru, who's part of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, is on the far right. You've got Violet Evergarden next to her. I don't know which ones are from which after that, but I assure you they are all that. Their common denominator is that they were all produced. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things on a TV screen, and it's about as painful and fun as you could think. They were all made by Kyoto Animation Studio. And a couple of years ago, as you may have heard, they suffered a fire that took the lives of several people. And unfortunately, it was determined to have been arson.
What the fuck?
Yes. So someone purposely went to an animation studio, burned it down, and killed innocent people. So,
such a
why are we
weird
bringing it up
story.
now? It's dark, and it's also really fucked up. Japan may be a place known for a lot of safety, but the crimes that have occurred in Japan have been so fucking heinous. Yeah, it's still scary. Okay, these crimes are not for the faint of heart. So why are we bringing it up now? It's been a couple of years, and clearly they're still working because they got back up on their feet. They grieved, and they've been able to continue to move forward in a positive direction. Well, because the arsonist, a few months ago, but only recently was revealed, has been charged, found guilty, and sentenced. Now, I'd like to open this by saying Japan has a conviction rate of about 97 to 98%.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. Basically, if you're arrested, they're probably gonna find you fucking guilty.
You're booked.
So you probably fucking did it. They have a lot of cameras everywhere. And yeah, this is not one of those things that they're just gonna hide. What did the arsonist get sentenced to, you might ask?
20 years.
Death.
Oh.
This guy is sentenced to death for the arson and subsequent killing of innocent people that he did.
Japanese love their animation.
Not just that. It's more serious than that. Japan has a culture of you fit in these parameters. You do not leave outside those parameters. People who leave outside these parameters don't tend to do so well. So don't stand out. Not only did this person stand out, we also see him taking lives, innocent lives of people who were just going to work, doing what they loved. You don't get to live anymore. They deemed him so heinous that the only justice in this world is to remove him permanently from society so he will not blight it further.
Right.
Do not have any issues with that.
I don't either. I fucking salute that. You don't get to just take life indiscriminately and just walk away from that. And the fact that you committed arson, you did it intentionally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And Japan tends to take a while to report certain things like crimes like this. This is not the first time. This is a sense the way Japan handles and prosecutes or reports on crime or sentencing has been a source of contention with certain groups, whether inside or outside of Japan. Part of that is because I can understand why, if you're trying to preserve peace and order, you don't want to cause undue alarm that doesn't need to happen. You don't want to go, oh, you're the parents of so-and-so who did this. Okay, I'm going to shun you from society as well. We here in America legally are not supposed to follow guilt by association. That's just not how we roll. I know that's hard to do on a personal level, but that tends to be what we try to avoid. Japan doesn't play by the same rules, so I can't say that's what they do or do not do. But they also sometimes hide the name of the perpetrator or the convict, which isn't always appreciated, especially when it was someone who was technically not an adult who committed a crime and then they suddenly get free after a while. We want to know who they are, because if they did something really, really bad, I want to know who they are now.
Right.
The UK does the same thing, and it rubs people the wrong way over there too. So, yes, this news broke actually like in January, and it's only just now being announced. Yeah, again, Japan does their news reporting a bit differently, but I am glad that some semblance of justice has been served. I will say it. I'll fucking say it. I eagerly await to hear of this guy has been executed. done.
Yeah.
Those families deserve peace. Because I don't know if anyone has been down that part of YouTube or Wikipedia. Burning to death or suffering severe burns like that is one of the most painful ways to die. It is
when you get to
fun.
3rd-degree burns, you don't feel it because the nerves are destroyed. But that's a horrible way to go. I think that or drowning.
I mean, drowning's pretty bad, but here's the thing about burns. Not only are you dealing with whether it's a chemical burn, fire, if it's an actual flame burn, if it's an electrical burn, you're dealing with levels of, and the thing is that just because you have a 3rd-degree burn, you can still feel the pain.
Oh yeah.
It's not as simple as just cooling somebody down, obviously, because the flesh is still cooking, essentially. Then you're dealing with infections. You're trying to deal with, how much do we remove of the damaged tissue that will allow it to heal again? It's bad. And if you've ever been burned by like a deep fryer, or you've been burned by something super sticky like hot glue from a really high temperature hot glue gun, that shit fucking burns and it just sticks to you. And then even when you get it, you remove the substance, you can still feel it cooking your hand or whatever got burned. Just imagine that with a whole fucking building. That there's a level of premeditation and a level of spite there that just cannot be ignored. So, I'm glad they've been able to make such a positive impact after such a tragic event. I'm just still bitter that that happened at all, though. It will never truly be undone. So, you get what you fucking deserve.
Mm-hmm. I can't say I disagree with that. Soda?
I hope the dude die. I mean, he is going to die, but it's just fucked up because Japan, you don't hear a lot of shit. In fact, I was watching, I don't know what I was watching the other, but they said like 95% of like lost wallets or cell phones get turned into the cops. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just like, holy shit. So to hear something that fucked up,
and probably the other ones are just
it's messed up.
Well, I mean, you do have to remember there are criminals, there are gangs. They do have the Yakuza.
Well, yeah.
But the thing is that
I think the Yakuza are as prevalent.
They are, but the thing about the Yakuza that makes them a little different from general street gangs that do exist in Japan. Don't kid yourself, they do exist. The Yakuza are businessmen.
Yeah.
They did what the mafia did in Prohibition. You followed fucking business. You made sure you had everything straightened and squared away, golden in the eyes of the law on the front. And on the back end is when all the shady shit happens. And the thing is that when the Fukushima earthquake happened, the Yakuza actually put themselves in a really good position by getting aid and supplies to the people before the government did.
Mm-hmm.
Which enamors you to the people, and the cops would look like assholes by denying that and saying, well, why did you do that? It's like, they're helping people. They're suffering a natural disaster on top of a natural disaster on top of a natural disaster. You're going to deny good people aid when the government's getting caught up in red tape. That's kind of fucked up. So the Yakuza, by doing that, put themselves in a really good place to be liked by the people who are now going to cover for them, because why would I snitch on somebody who helped me out in a time of need? But also it showed that they have access to all the same things and more faster than the government, which also great advertising and a great way to say, hey, government, you need to work on that. So the Yakuza, let's just say, they understand that if you want to keep doing business, you need to stay in business, which is a nice way of saying, don't get arrested, don't get fucking caught. Be smart about it. So they're not. Their criminality is a little more on the hush hush. Either it's super blatant, everybody knows, or it's hush hush. We just made it happen, and we got money.
Gotcha.
And remember, Nintendo was a part of that too, so we're just gonna
Hush
fun
hush.
fact. But yeah, good riddance. When this guy fucking dies, I think a lot of families will sleep a lot better. Why do you have Cyclops on your phone?
It's a 3D print of his head exploding.
Well, I mean, it's more like his eyes with the goggles.
The visor going off. Because we were talking about Marvel before, X-Men before. Pretty fucking graphic shit.
Yeah.
So I do apologize for bringing up this topic. I just felt
it definitely needed to be heard.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about it. I don't remember hearing anything.
There's the drawing of it.
Yeah.
You go to hell. You go to hell. You die.
Oh, he going die.
Oh, there's a level of Buddhist hell where the murderers go.
Yep.
Yeah. I may not align with a lot of things about Buddhism because some of the rules or some of the things, and then with Shintoism, same thing. Some of the things that they do, it's just like, but why? No, they have a level of hell for the murderers.
Oof.
It's not fun. So
doesn't
just
sound
what you
like
deserve.
It's not supposed to be.
Nope.
Oof.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have killed people.
Right? Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, he did.
Check us out on Kick. We're there too. Yeah. Laggin Out. All one word. And finally,
so
we will get the answer really soon. Who is Cult? Who is Kurt Nightcrawler Wagner's? Is it Wagner? Is that how you say
it's technically Wagner.
Wagner, mother in X-Men 97. Mystique, Jean Grey, or Emma Frost, A, B, or C?
I can't answer because I already know the fucking answer. We all know this.
Abstain.
I have no
I think I know
clue.
it too.
Yeah.
We might have revealed it. We might not have.
And if you know the actual non-code name for Mystique, bonus points. Because Jean Grey never, aside from the Phoenix, never changed her name. She was always known as Jean Grey. Well, no. Originally she was also known as Marvel Girl. Because, back then, marketing. But then they just left it as Jean Grey. They're like, no, that's a really good name. We should just fucking leave that. And then there's Emma Frost, who, yeah, we're just gonna leave that alone. Yikes. She's never been a likable character in my opinion, but some people just like cold-hearted bitch.
Mystique, which is one of the names of my hard drives, and the other one is Nightcrawler.
Now
they're both blue.
The term Mystique is actually a term regarding obviously mysteries, mysterious, that hidden something that you want to discover. Mystique. But her birth name was Raven Darkholm.
That's right. Raven was her original name. Yeah.
Raven Darkholm. And if you watched X-Men Evolution, you learned this very early on because it turns out the principal was Miss Raven Darkholm. Yeah, Mystique infiltrated a high school to be the principal, to keep an eye on everybody.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I completely forgot her name was Raven.
Yep.
You know why? It's a block out for me because Raven, I think DC.
Teen Titans. Yep.
So
and her name wasn't actually Raven. That was her code name. Her name, give me a second. Oh, her Raven's name was Rachel Roth.
Wow. A lot of alliteration. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's catchy and it keeps people remembering.
Oh yeah, like Peter Parker, the greatest superhero ever.
No.
Scott Summers.
Scott Summers, right?
Yep.
They use a lot of
Wade
alliteration.
Wilson.
Yeah. Clark Kent. You know,
Craig Ferguson.
Who's that?
I don't know. Some weird dude.
Is he a pitcher for the Yankees?
No.
There's some guy named Ferguson who pitches for the Yankees.
Yeah, I know. There's actually a lot of Fergusons in the NFL, UFC. Of course, UFC he's Mexican, so somebody was dipping the rod somewhere.
In the salsa.
He's called El Cucuy.
Oh my god.
He's the boogeyman in the Espanol.
Oh my god. Make sure you check us out on youtube.com/lagginout, youtube.com/lagginout. You can watch our rehash lives without the pre-roll in there. And you can also watch our shorts periodically. So if you just subscribe and turn on your notifications, you'll get our YouTube shorts. Usually we have them every day or every other day. So you want to check that out on there as well. But here are some other social media links that you might enjoy. If you don't get to watch the entire show, which can go 3 hours on a Friday, and some of you all have lives, it's fine. How many followers do you have on TikTok now? Me personally, or I'm assuming just Lagging Out. Let me look really quick. I have my phone right here. I got like 3 different accounts. Let's see, Lagging Out. We only have like 25 followers on TikTok, which is really weird.
Well, it's TikTok, so
yeah, don't get a lot there, but on my Chieftain one, I have like 1,700, and it's the same exact fucking content.
Mm-hmm.
Makes 0 sense. I do the same tags. I do the same thing on everything. There was this like hairstylist in like the Pacific Northwest. It's like, oh, you're really funny. Oh, Rogue Penguin reposted my video. Which one?
Oh, nice.
She does that only on the funny ones. That was the one where we were talking about the spice nuts. She's like, all the nuts, and then she posted that video. Okay,
all the nuts.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the one she posted. Yeah, they're the same. Yeah. What? I got to see what this one is really quick.
Go away.
Oh, it's called Rogue Penguin is Spicy.
You don't want to play with hot sauces again, Penguin?
Make sure he was playing with hot nuts.
Whoa. Oh yeah, hot nuts.
That was last week, and that posted today.
It's like Astarians.
Oh my god, Astarian is your buddy. There he is, right there.
He's tried to have sex with me a couple times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
It's the trauma. It's like, and that's not even a fucking joke. It's the trauma. It's like,
I don't think you could traumatize Astarian. Like, never. Like,
his 200 years with Cazador beg to differ.
Well, that's a different story. I'm just talking about in general. Good thing is I did go healing. It makes you feel better.
You what?
We healed him. Gave me the HP back. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sure he appreciates that.
No, I'm still being a smart ass.
Well, yeah, but now he's a smart ass with full health, so you know.
I don't think we've leveled him since level 1 though. So.
Bruh.
Oh wow.
How do you expect him to get any better? How do you expect to have him help you out?
Well, I think he's coming up in a story, so we'll have to level him and take him along with us.
So hang on, you're only gonna wait until the very last minute to level him up for something you need him for.
That's what we did with Will. Yeah, he was level 1.
Oh my gosh, poor Will. Oh, he got shafted. Oh no.
Yeah, I've been taking Shadow Art, and Mariner's been taking kind of whoever.
Of course, because she's the She's the god's favorite princess.
No, she's the only healer other than kind of Mare, and everybody's a bard. So
yeah, because Gale didn't learn any healing spells. Because yeah, okay, that's
I didn't level him up. I mean, he's leveled up, but he didn't learn any healing. Yeah.
I don't think he can.
I don't think so either. But
yeah, I don't think there are really any healing spells wizards really learn unless they decide to take cleric or something, or if it's a healing goddess. But in which case,
because that's literally the only thing Shadowheart does 90% of the time. Help people.
Yeah, because you ask her to fire a fireball and somehow she fucking misses. So
Yeah.
I've seen the memes of that, and I've seen it. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck?
That happens all the time. Like,
I mean, like, I'll miss the trash can, but sometimes I also throw with my left hand, so I get an excuse, and it's my house, so whatever.
Well, I have a Lagging Out news break here because Tyrion Death went public with it on Facebook. So I figured
he did.
Public...
Did we get the go ahead?
Yeah. Well, it's on his public site. It has his real name on it, but no one knows his real name, so I guess it's okay. So I would assume it would be okay to mention it, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Congratulations to Tyrion Death, who tied the knot today. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay.
You gonna stream tonight? Oh, just kidding.
Oh, stay tuned for Tyrion Death at the night, after tonight's stream to watch the honeymoon. No, just kidding.
Whoa. That's on my Chatterbait?
Oh my God.
Not Chatterbait, sorry. OnlyFans.
Yeah. OnlyFans. There we go. Exclusive. And here is an emoji. Here is an emoji that you can't use.
Fuck you. That was literally my number one used in every other fucking stream.
Right. I might put it back down because I don't think we'll ever get a tier 2 or tier 3 sub. So I'll put it on there. But I think we're all good, guys.
All right.
Let's hit the music. Where is the music? Hey, now welcome to the show, right? Where is it? It's different on this one.
So she said.
On behalf of Astarion and Blacklight Oni, Soda, I'm Chieftain.
Hi guys, thanks for watching.
Be safe out there. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. If you do, don't get caught.
Not much.
Hero will be back next week. Until then,
we missed you, buddy.
We're signing off and lagging out.
Night, guys.
Good night, everybody. Where's the other music? I don't know where it is.
I mean, it's your Steam Deck. Did it break again?
I know, but the shot 3s are different.
Wait, it changes all the
so
buttons.
I have to organize. I'll just do it again. Bye, everybody.